This show is intended for adult audiences. You know, people with bills, backaches, responsibilities, and a functioning sense of humor. It contains strong language, stronger opinions, and the kind of jokes that might send the emotionally fragile into a full-blown meltdown. If you're easily offended, perpetually outraged, or think words are violence, this is your cue to clutch your pearls, grab a blankie, and sprint to your nearest safe space. Or, you know, just get in the sea. We won't miss you. For everyone else, buckle up and let's have some laughs.
Rated D for Dickhead.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Hello, you dirty little boys. Are you interested in my body?
I'm gonna come.
Nice tits.
A real setup of DUNKS. Packing some Doban Hunkeros.
The power of one. The power of two. The power of man.
What's going down, babes? Show me the lovin'.
Silence! You are too gay to be the doctor!
I'm wonderful, and I'm the most amazing person in the universe.
Exterminate!
These people are making a lot of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism.
You're watching Will of the Fans! Let's fucking go!
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news.
Hit the limit! What, do you hate boobs or something?
Engines roar through the ash-gray skies. The wasteland burns, but hope won't die. Every screen's a twisted lie, built to break us, make us comply. They poison the heroes, rewrite the tales, turn legends to dust, leave us frail. But we're not done, we won't bow down. Through the wreckage, we'll take the crown. Steel hearts ignite, fire in our veins. Freedom's calling, breaking the chains. They can't erase what we already know. HyperDrive now, let's fucking go. HyperDrive time, we're burning the night, blazing through shadows, our stories ignite. Will all the fans come ride with me as we laugh at foolish hypocrisy? HyperDrive time, it's now or it's never, as long as they rule the fucking go forever. Forever. Oh, forever. Forever. Go forever.
Yeah, hello everybody, and welcome once again. What's up everyone? How are we doing today? It is, well, technically Tuesday for me, but it's Monday for most of you. So happy Monday, you scrubs, back to work. Oh, including me. Which, you know, you think actually, hey, he's a streamer, it's not that hard work. Actually, I work a lot harder than most people think I do. So, this is my reward. I get to sit and talk to you about the things I learned today. So, welcome back to Will of the Fans. My name is Will. You know the drill. And it's drive time, theoretically somewhere, which means it's hyperdrive time everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, I say, and nothing in between, of course. Welcome to another voyage of discovery, racing through the wastes of the internet to the further reaches of sanity on a never-ending quest to rid the universe of absolute bollocks.
What the hell is even that?
Yes, indeedy, yes. Please ensure you keep your heads inside the vehicle at all times with your eyeballs firmly screwed to the screen. Let's see who's in the chat today. I went a couple of hours earlier just to see how we do because, you know, I stream at 3 o'clock in the morning most days. And, well, I don't see much difference personally, in terms of who's here and who's not. So I figured why not go a little earlier and see if anyone cares. But let me know. Feedback, always welcome. Need to know when's the best time to stream. In the meantime, D. Smith, Eric is here, says, excellent, excellent. Indeed. Appreciate you, buddy. Farsight commenting already about Eccleston. Won't be back. He's pig ignorant about Doctor Who. Verity Lambert was the first producer of Doctor Who. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. And yeah, I'm not necessarily on Eccleston's side here. I'm just curious as to what he said and why he said it and what the hell kind of condition that is to come out with in 2026. So I'm not necessarily on his side, though I'd rather not have to sort of crap on Eccleston. After all, most people regard him as one of the last untainted doctors. But there we go. Anyway, guys, yeah, it's gonna be a weird one. He also said the show should have cyber women, except Cybermen are genderless. Yeah, that's just madness. That would be completely counter to the entire point of the Cybermen. The Cybermen have no gender because they are not human anymore. They've had all of the humanity systematically stripped out of them, including their sex, because gender, of course, doesn't exist. It's a word that was made up in the 1960s by John Money to justify horrifying experiments on babies. So there we go. Then there's me, scapegoating and saying I needed 5 more minutes. Apologies, guys. I had to do something regarding the children, and then nature called. So do apologise. But hey, there shouldn't be any interruptions now, so that's good. Rhoda's here. Hello, Rhoda. How the devil are you? Says, looking forward to this. Not aware of the Shatner story. Waiting to hear it from Will. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. We'll get to that. It's like number 2 on the list or 3 on the list or something along those lines. Of course, it's not the world's biggest story, but it is a slam dunk for Star Trek fans over the modern audience that, of course, don't exist. So we'll have some fun with that. We'll definitely have some fun with that. And of course, who else we got? Cookie Kaiju calling me late and calling me gay. Oh, I'm sorry. It would be better than me sitting here squirming, though. You don't want that. You don't want that. Jen's here as well. Hello to Jen T. Max. Appreciate you coming as well. Yes, then there's Rhoda again. More Rhoda. We love the support. Arc0606 is here. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you on the stream. I don't know if you watch or just lurking. Says, won't be in chat. Exhausted because of Doggo, plus dealing with a sprained toe caused by her stunts. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I managed to almost twist my ankle earlier on, trying to navigate my way between a, good Lord, 21-month-old, excuse me, nearly 21-month-old, and a, good Lord, 9-month-old today. Wow, there you go. Who decided to both run at me at the same time, and one of them was in a walker, you know, the thing that surrounds her so she doesn't fall on her face, and the other one is basically just the acrobat of the house now, climbing on everything, and they both decided to run at me at the same time, so I had to sort of spin and twist a little bit, and I nearly pulled my ankle. That was bad. I have a bum ankle, so if I'd gone down on that, I would have had to go completely down to save the ankle, and that would not have been pretty. So it was good that didn't happen. Anyway, Ark's here, of course, because I did mention in Discord that we had a couple of other things, little random things to talk about. The first of which is definitely the fact that you need to be aware, guys. People are getting hacked on Discord at the moment. This has been going on for a little while now. It's not the first time. So most recently, sad to say, my old friend Dragon Slayer Commentaries from back in the days of SNH are... he's been hacked. I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't heard anything from him. I haven't heard anything on X from him. He's a very quiet guy these days. So maybe he doesn't even use the account anymore. I don't know. But if you get a message from Dragon Slayer Commentaries, block and mute. In fact, just block and mute in general if you're already friends. I'm sure he'll pop up again in some form or another. I think he's still on X. So watch out for that. Make sure you share this information with everybody that you know in every server that's related, please. Also, Cookie Kaiju, no, not Cookie Kaiju, sorry, what am I talking about? That's completely stupid. Scooby Pup, why did I think one of those was the other one? That's weird. Maybe it's because I woke up recently. Sorry, not Cookie Kaiju. He's fine, as far as I know. Scooby Pup got hacked as well. I'm not sure if that was resolved yet, but that one did get hacked as well. Sorry, Cookie. Yeah. Then oh god, there was another one too. Rhoda, can you remember who the first one was? Because this is now the third time this has happened. Trying to think who the other one was. John would remember, but John, I don't think is in the chat presently. If he's up, maybe we can get him to pop in and join us. Yeah, he's been approached by a lot of these accounts. I think it's got something to do. It's going through the FFS Discord maybe, and that would explain why. Scooby has a new account called Winter Fox. There you go. There you go. Perfect. I didn't think I knew that. I think that's me finding out right now. So there you go. I mostly talk on X to people. It's only when people tell me or demand to me that I speak to them on Discord that I actually DM people on Discord. I don't know why. It's just, I love Discord. I just was never very good at using it. I sort of just a little too old to have been part of that generation when it came up. I have a Discord. I love using it. I have no idea how it works. So there we go. Yeah, that's all I know about at the moment, but just do be on the BioT Wolf as well. That's right. Yeah, BioT Wolf got hacked as well. That's not even there are far more then. There's another one as well that I'm trying to think of. But yeah, be warned. YouTubers are getting hacked at the moment. Obviously, we have our suspicions about who's responsible, but it's most likely some of the orbiters of a certain lunatic that we don't like very much. So just be aware, please, and protect yourselves, of course. If you get a strange DM from basically anyone that you haven't spoken to in the most recent history, then do watch out for that as well, as you will likely be getting targeted, rather. There you go. All right, so that was your PSA. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but now it's gone completely out of my head. I don't know. I can't remember. Whatever it was. Oh, the other one was, yeah, I'm sorry. I was going to stream Crimson Desert earlier on, but again, due to errands and the heat, I was absolutely spanked and decided I needed a little rest instead. May go live a little bit after this show to play some Crimson Desert. I would say it probably depends on how we do on the limit. Of course, we have the limit as well, guys. There's that as well. So, yeah, you know the drill. It's the usual spiel. Hit the limit. What do you hate, boobs or something?
Hit the limit. What, do you hate boobs or something?
Cooking them beers on the hot boobs. If you are liking the stream, please be kind, hit like. It helps others to find this stream, which helps them to get their mental health back from the days of the internet driving people insane. And of course, if you have any questions, comments, or you just want to pull over for a second, don't forget you can tip your driver, or you can join the Griff Force, or you can help your fellow man to go green as well by gifted memberships. Would appreciate any and all support we can get, as this is my sole income. And, you know, I got kids and all that stuff. So thank you very much for being here, guys. Appreciate you. We're going to go ahead and crack on and get into some topics. Just wanted to make sure that you were all aware of that situation going on at the moment with people getting hacked. And just watch out. Just be vigilant. Make sure that you treat everybody's DM like they might, if you haven't heard from them for a while, obviously, if they're not active in a chat that you're participating in, and then you get a DM from someone you haven't spoke to in a while, and it's a weird one. I got something, I got a DM from Dragon Slayer actually, the day before yesterday, and it was some random stuff. He goes like, oh hey, something came up. That was it. I was like, huh? But there you go. That's the kind of thing. It's usually something like that, something weird, something random that's going to make you answer them, and then they are going to fish you, and you're going to get hacked yourself. Which I think people are doing because apparently, I mean, I don't know if it has got anything to do with the LOL suit, but apparently, you know, suing for discovery of everybody's fucking Discord names and history working with Smash JT or talking to Smash JT is not enough. Apparently, we also have to all get hacked. So, great. Thanks, dicks. All right, there you go. And obviously, if you run a server, you're a big target. So watch out for that as well. There we go. Now, oh, look at that. Rhoda, the stalwart himself, gifting 5 for the Griff Force and the princesses. Those were received by Zio Ran, Harrison Mode, Dustin Hogel, Dark Angel, Wardy Grub. All right, congratulations to those guys. And if for some reason you're here and you're not green, I guess those guys lurk more than you do. I don't know how it works, but thank you very much, Rhoda. Appreciate you, legend, for the support, mate.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Actually, I need to look at my mod situation because there's a lot of mods I've got who are not really present ever anymore. But I need to kind of look at that. Shame, really. Miss those guys. But there you go. Rhoda, thank you very much for the 5. Of course, if we do get to the limit, I will shower you with boobies in the genre of your choice. Whether it's action, adventure, stealth, camouflage bitches with their tits out. Or, you know, street fighters with their tits out. Or, you know, our favourite purple-haired anti-woke activist with her tits bouncing around as well. Or just the characters from various anime and video games that you may have played that didn't fit into anything else. Okay, there we go, guys. Let's freaking go. We're going to start talking about some of these topics then, because we've got quite a lot of them. Not too much, not a dizzying amount, and a lot of it is going to be talking about the latest in the ongoing saga of cringe that has been the backlash to the journalists and the journalists' backlash to Crimson Desert. So we'll go into that. Now, obviously, the game has done very, very, very well for itself this weekend. While we were talking about Red Dwarf, the game was blasting through over 20,000 players more than its peak concurrent number previously. So that's cool. That's really cool. That's actually freaking huge. Not many games do get like that kind of thing happen to them. Usually they get the blast is the opening weekend and there's a down from there, you know, gradually. And it's been very, very steady with Crimson Desert, but then it went up again. And that is because of 2 things. Us and the patches. And the latest patch I really like as well. They did a lot of good. They softened a lot of the mechanics of the game a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm thrilled about one of them. We'll talk about it later. Before we get into that, though, I've got some other things I want to talk to you guys about, including Doctor Who and Star Trek. I know. There's been a lot of Star Trek recently. A lot. There really has. I don't usually talk about Star Trek that much, but I found I've been talking about it more recently than probably ever before on the channel, which is quite interesting. Fortunately, today it's not the massive cringe fest that was Starfleet Academy, as Major's Girl calls it, or Starfelt Leering Center, as I call it. It is Shatner delivering the smacketh down to the woke zealots who like to say that it was always political. Well, was it? Was it indeed? We'll find out. Anyway, in the meantime, just taking care of one thing. All right, there we go. And cool. All right, let's begin then. Let's get some topics up. Starting actually with some memes. Let's do a meme. Let's have a meme. We love a meme around here. 5mind.com has this one, which I really enjoyed earlier on. This is, in one day, Trump got more fat women out walking than Michelle Obama did in 8 years. Yeah! Antifa girls, Antifa guys. Yeah! That just reminds me of my Erika Ishii clip now, you know, Uda Bida Jedi. Indeed. That's really funny. Now, apparently, yeah, there was like a No Kings protest, I guess, again, because it was all over my ex, and it was hilarious, actually. Everything's been all over my ex, though. That was a joke, you know, about my ex. She a hoe. Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, there we go. Not the face. Come on. But yes, there are loads of people going like, yeah, America, no kings. Oh yeah, the Democrats going, no kings. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right. You've not had a king since 1776. Aren't you celebrating 250 years of that this year? With the president, not the king. So, yeah, it's total raudation, that one. I don't know what to make of it. America's gone insane. It's madness. Anyway, we will move on then. Let's talk a little bit about Doctor Who. Perennial fucking bane of the channel, thorn in my side, never-ending fucking cockroach clinger of a bloody topic that won't just die and let us all relax and enjoy the classics. Nah, it's got to keep going. It's got to keep going, and I'm sick of it. But we do have this ludicrous proposition right here. That is, of course, HBO. HBO. Now, I don't know what to make of HBO yet, because, of course, they're in the process of getting bought out by Paramount, which, presumably, with the Ellisons in charge, would make them slightly more based, you would think, but apparently not. Apparently not. No. They do have on their table, and this came up, you know, oh god, 9 months ago when Doctor Who ended, but didn't end, of course, because Christmas is coming. But yeah, apparently HBO is in the running for a potential bailout partnership with the BBC to finance Doctor Who. Apparently, Disney couldn't get it to work, but hey, maybe HBO will. Okay, whatever. Anyway, let's have a look. The HBO here has responded to a question of a potential Doctor Who partnership with the BBC. I couldn't believe it either. I was like, what? 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 Well, HBO boss Casey Bloys, that's an unfortunate name, isn't it? Bloy. Sounds like puking. Breaks silence on Doctor Who rumours after Disney Plus exit and refuses to rule out a future partnership. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Not at all. But there we go. 1 second. Yeah, so, I mean, no, that's not good at all. I don't want any more of this shit, and I certainly don't want successful private entities like HBO to be able to be hoodwinked into funding something that nobody wants. Like, nobody wants. At all. Like, there is no interest whatsoever in any more Doctor Who. I can say that pretty conclusively, you know. Anyway, unfortunately for us, it does seem to be something that people are discussing. I'd rather they weren't, but apparently they are. So there we go. We'll have to have a look. Anyway, so yes, HBO boss Casey Bloys has responded to reports linking the broadcaster to Doctor Who following the conclusion of the BBC's Disney Plus deal. Yeah, this is awful. This is bad news. This is bad news, everybody. Bad news. Bad news. Disney Plus partnered with the BBC beginning with 2023's 60th anniversary Doctor Who specials, followed by 2 subsequent seasons of the sci-fi series and a spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea. The battle between bad and worse. My God. I still can't get over the fact that that damn show exists. Genuinely, it's like, it was so bad. It started off like curious but cringe, and ended unbelievable slop, insanity, supporting transhumanism and body horror. So there you go. That's where Russell T Davies is when it comes to his particular tastes. Now, of course, that gets to give you an idea of what kind of sci-fi Russell T Davies would have made if he didn't have any ties to open law, and if he could just make whatever the hell he wanted. Well, we don't dance like that in the Palace of Wisdom, Russell, do we? No, we do not. And that's why you can get your Get in the Sea t-shirts at swagofthefans.etsy.com. That's right. That and plenty of more designs as well. Consider a purchase. Thank you. It was announced in October 2025 that the deal would not be extended, though the BBC's Director of Drama Commissioning, Lindsay Salt... Oh, God! Why? Why has everything got to remind me of this fucking show? My God. My God. You want to know the worst thing about that fucking show? The worst thing about that fucking show is the fact that so many people that I rely on to have good takes and understand what good media is said that that show was better, was actually a step up from cringe Doctor Who. In every conceivable way, that show was just as bad. Every single way. There was nothing good about that show at all. Nothing that crossed into actually good. Apart from maybe Russell Tovey's acting. That was pretty okay. But I'm sorry, once you have fucked a fish, we're done here, okay? We're done here. We're not having it. So there we go. There we go. Anyway, where's the chat gone, Rhoda? It's just you and me, isn't it? But why, .gif, says Groofus. Well, yeah. Yes, indeed. There we go. Well, get in the sea, let the salt flow. Lindsay Salt, apparently. That's just unfortunate, isn't it? Can't wait to not watch the next season. Yeah, because it doesn't exist. If there was going to be another season of that, we would have to watch it. Insisted that the corporation itself remains fully committed to Doctor Who, announcing a 2026 Christmas special from showrunner Rusty Tin Dildo. And, well, unfortunately, that is coming. We still haven't seen a trailer for it yet, but we do know it's coming. And, of course, we've just had a major, and I mean major fucking meltdown from Russell T Davies, where he was crashing out about fans and fandom and how we're all toxic and how the online contingent of fans don't represent the fans. Well, I'm sorry, mate, but that's utterly the opposite of the truth. And now this news. But in the meantime, James, you freaking legend. James OP for fucking 20 Will of the Fans memberships. 20, ladies and gentlemen. Freaking 20. We interrupt this program for some Dobon Hunkeros.
I got this new anime plot. Basically, there's this high school girl, except she's got huge boobs. I mean some serious hunkers. A real setup of dunkers. Packing some Dobon Hunkeros. Massive the Hunka Bankaloos. Big old Tanahangara Cougars. What happens next? Transfer student shows up one day with even bigger Bankhanaga Hoogs. Humongous Hungalamga Nonologangas.
Whoa, buddy, that is big stuff.
Let's go, Griff Force! Doing it for the princesses!
Hell yeah, buddy. Madness.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Damn, that was crazy. Thank you so much. Absolute legend. Jesus. Thank you. Crazy. That'll get the woke out, won't it? Fucking hell. James, you're a legend. Appreciate you, man. And then I think, UAF Omega came in and dropped another 5 straight out of the gate. Thank you. Amazing. You guys are freaking legends. All of you. Do a man. Wow. Thank you so much.
Help me create the future of the white race.
Strange. Strange indeed. And Gogeta as well for £5. Literally says nothing. Nothing at all. I mean, great. Thank you. Jesus Christ. We are at like 96% or something already. Wow, Jesus. All right, well, we can relax a little. No shilling today. There we go. Holy crap, guys. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Freaking hell. Gogeta, thank you for $5. Appreciate you.
Thank you for $5.
Saying nothing said at all. That's some big dick energy right there. You know that. That's just fucking... Here, I'm just going to rest these wheelbarrow-sized nuts on your table. And you can't do anything about it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Amazing. Amazing. Fucking crazy. Thank you so much. All right. Well, there we go. So, yes, last month, salt. And I'm sorry, but now, every single time I see the word salt, I just immediately get the image in my head of Gugu Mbatha Raw looking like a fish, you know? And then dancing around like an absolute moron. And then making out with a guy and turning him into a fish. And then inexplicably turning into a dude. But then also turning back into a fish. Jesus. Never forget. Never forget the hours of my life this show cost. Fuck you, Russell. So there we go. Wow, guys, thank you so much for that support. That is amazing. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. Fish! That's right. Today's fish is trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal. Wow. All right. So Salt, no relation, was asked by Deadline if HBO Max could act as a new streaming partner on Doctor Who. Why? Why would you ask that? Why would you ever ask that? It's just madness. It was part of an article here, by the way, called "The BBC's Drama Boss Wants to Subvert Your Expectations." Oh, you don't say. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Because I remember having my expectations subverted quite a few times back in the late 20-teens when I used to actually allow people to convince me to pay for fucking movie tickets so that I could get my expectations subverted quite expertly there, sir. We all remember the guilty party, don't we? You prick. Stop looking like you could be in my family. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, so I'm not interested in having my expectations subverted anytime soon. But yeah, the question was also whether HBO might be interested in Doctor Who. Of course, we have the line, Doctor Who is not going anywhere. Yeah. No, it's not. The TARDIS is parked right now. Yep. UAF Omega says, gotta go at work. Have fun, everyone. Wow, dude, dropping 5 memberships from work. You're a fucking legend. I hope you'll watch back later. I do hope people watch, because, you know, this is about 80% of the content I put out on the internet these days. So, and it is all for you and for your sanity. So there we go. Anyway, there was this as well. There was Salt doesn't rule out attempting to strike another splashy American co-pro deal for Doctor Who. HBO Max, a streamer that the BBC is working with on Richard Gadd and Michaela Cole's new projects, is finally about to launch in the UK. We'll wait and see how we figure it out. HBO have been great partners creatively. There's a lot of stuff that's changing out there. Interesting. But yes, Salt did not rule out the possibility. Yeah, that's as maybe. But in conversation with the Radio Times, Casey Bloys chairman and CEO, of HBO Max Content, was asked if he'd be interested in partnering on Doctor Who, and Blois also seemed open to the idea. No! Said, it has not been presented to us. It clarified, as with anything, I would say never. It's just not something that I know about. Okay. Whew. All right, that's not as cooked up. The last season of Doctor Who ended on a surprising twist. There's always a twist at the end. Wank. In the closing moments, the Doctor began to regenerate, only for the new incarnation to be revealed as a shock-returning face, Billy Piper. Yeah, boy, was that a Hail Mary. Jesus Christ. Russell T Davies. Well, we can't air this finale now because we're not going to get a third season. We've got to do something to get rid of Gatwa. Ooh, what can we do? I know. Let's bring back one of their favorite characters and then we'll have to explain it later. Yeah, great. And the rumor now, of course, is that it's going to be Tennant and Rose somehow, reuniting. I mean, I don't know. This is pure speculation on my part, but I suppose if Russell wanted to get somebody actually watching the fucking show again, they would put Tennant and Billy Piper back together in the show 20 years later. Because it has been like 20 years since their last whole series together. And then obviously you have the problem of the bi-generation. So if one of them was Tennant and one of them was Rose, maybe they'd find a way to recombine and we could get rid of that awful fucking plot hole. That once and for all, but that would be great if we could just get rid of that forever. It also means retroactively that everything that Russell T Davies said that wasn't established within the canon goes away as well. So all that stuff, all that piffle that he said about, oh, every generation now has become a bi-generation throughout the ages, meaning there are millions of simultaneous doctors running around. Fuck's sake. Unbelievable stupidity. The only problem then would be what to do with the fact that there are two TARDISes. Maybe merge them together or somehow as well. I don't know. I think the whole thing's bollocks, to be honest. And I look forward to watching them try to squirm their way into some viewership this Christmas. But I think it's a lifetime too late. You also had a gap. You also had another gap year of Christmas. So, again, it's not going to do the kinds of numbers they really were hoping for. I don't think, because they did it with Whittaker as well, where it's like, oh, we can't be celebrating Doctor Who on Christmas. We got to do a more non-denominational holiday like New Year. Yeah, that didn't work out very well for you, did it? No. So, yeah, at this point, I think, anything could happen, but I wouldn't put it past Russell T Davies trying to recycle his greatest hits to save a little face. But don't expect that the episode will actually make it to air without being filled with loads of references to angry internet trolls and hashtags that we use to felt the show. Because that's all he seems to be any good at these days. And if you actually do read an interview from Russell T Davies, you'll find that nothing has changed. Nothing at all. He's still exceptionally angry, seething, hateful to the fans, and attempts to downplay everything we'll ever say, which is just the most retarded thing you could possibly be doing in 2026. I know, the current year argument is cringe, but I think it's our turn. It is 2026 now, Russell. Okay? And you literally have to acknowledge that we won. The fighting is over. Okay? Okay, we'll have one last skirmish over the Christmas special, and if they manage to revive the show and continue down this insane rabbit hole of woke crap, then yeah, we'll probably be back for that one too. But as it stands right now, No Man's Land is empty, no one is firing, we are all just sitting here laughing about the victory we got over your worthless, pathetic arse. And you can only cope and seethe. Yeah, I know. You can cope and you can seethe, Russell. That's right.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
Griffiths expecting an unironic Ramadan special. Oh, man. That doesn't even seem far-fetched to me. That just actually sounds like something they would do. Yeah. Ramadan. Yeah. It wouldn't be Diwali or anything like that. No peaceful holidays. Can only be the warlike people that we celebrate. But there you go. Her brief appearance left fans stunned and set the Whoniverse buzzing with speculation about what comes next. Okay, right. Like count stunned fans, that's 1. Set the Whoniverse. No, we do not call ourselves that. Okay, we never will either. You can continue to try and use it for marketing if you want, but it'll never pick up. And as for whether the fans were buzzing with speculation, nah, bruv. We were laughing. We were laughing our asses off at your pathetic attempt to continue the show when we all know that there's no money anymore. And as for speculating about what may come next, we hoped that there would be nothing. So there you go. Back in December, writer producer Davis revealed that he had shared plot details for the upcoming Christmas special with BBC bosses, and apparently that's what's to come left them with jaws agape, loving it. I don't think I actually covered this one, but yeah, we can talk about it more from the radioactive times here, of course, the propaganda arm of the deep state. Yes. What was the thing? Blah, 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 blah. Started work. I know what happens, but I better write it down soon in case I get run over by a bus. Oh, heaven forbid. He did, however, confirm the plot details have been shared with BBC bosses and they loved it, and that's it, basically. So there we go. Okay, whatever. He wrote in his latest column that Christmas 2026 episode will feature the words Bafflers, Winternox, and Village. I'm alive with excitement. Fucking what? Anyway, there you go. So, fuck Russell T. Davies and the future of Doctor Who. But, as it stands right now, we have one more person who's sort of come out of the woodwork to surprise us a little bit. And not in the greatest way either, to be fair. Doctor Who, Eccleston would be back like a shot on one condition. Okay, now, of course, we all remember Christopher Eccleston, not so long ago, saying, sack Russell T. Davies, sack Julie Gardner, sack Phil Collinson, sack Jane Tranter, and he'd come back. And for a while, things were good there. We liked that sentiment. We really did, actually, because it meant that he was still a no-nonsense man who had principles he wouldn't bend on. Unfortunately, he does seem to have a particular condition that would bring him back like a shot. It's not a good one. When it comes to Doctor Who, actor Christopher Eccleston has seemed quite content with reserving his returns as the Ninth Doctor to big finishes. By the way, apologies in advance. This is from Bleeding Cool. Ugh. When he returns as the Ninth Doctor to big finishes audio drama adventures, but when it comes to making a return in front of the camera, that's a different matter completely. The actor has made it clear several times in the past that he would never consider a live-action return as long as showrunner Russell T. Davies, EPs Judy Gardner and Jane Tranter, and producer Phil Collinson were still involved in the show. That's right. That was, then he had a spotlight panel at C2E2 2026, and he did not waver on that position. He says, I've thought about this, and not with the 4 people who are running it now. Fair enough. What hit our radar was what Eccleston shared regarding what would bring him back like a shot to the role. He says, and this is going to make you wince, guys, so brace for impact. Here's the thing. Doctor Who's written for boys. There's never been a female showrunner of Doctor Who. What about Verity Lambert? As was correctly pointed out in chat right at the drop of the stream. What about Verity Lambert, buddy? Are you mental? This is insanity. Verity Lambert, OBE, was the first producer of Doctor Who. Now, technically, Was she the showrunner? No, I suppose not. That would be... Oh, God, it's not Terry Nation. Who the fuck was it? Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Well, no, she was the showrunner. Yeah, she was the producer, so she's the showrunner. Yeah, they just didn't call it showrunner back then. That's it. That's right. That's right. It was her. So, exactly. You're full of shit, Russell. You're full of shit. Oh, Russell. Eccleston. Eccleston. I'm so used to saying Russell that I literally fucking didn't say... Oh, my God. What a twat. Sorry. Christopher Eccleston. I'm not used to talking to him like a piece of shit. So, yeah, that's insane. That's literally insane. I suppose he could be talking just about the modern show, but I'm sorry. Is Christopher Eccleston woke now? Did he become a male feminist? I thought he was, you know, hard as nails, northern tough guy. But apparently not. Apparently not. Verity Lambert was kind of based. Basically everyone back then was based, though, to be fair. Even the liberals of the 1960s and were based. I mean, if you look at, like, John Cleese at the moment, for example, obviously no one in the Monty Python troupe was overtly conservative. They spent a lot of their time ripping on conservatives and conservatism. So, you know, yeah, that was a lot of the things that were being subverted by Monty Python's Flying Circus. But then there's John Cleese these days going on a personal crusade against the freaking Muslims. So he seems to have been activated. I'm not really sure what's gone on there, but if you've not been following John Cleese's X recently, he's gone from making thinly veiled liberal idiot posts to going and looking at the situation with Rupert Lowe, of course, and completely changing his tune. And now John Cleese is basically, every time he tweets, it's basically some anti-Muslim thing, which is pretty funny, really. Fuck the Muslims. Anyway, well, no, don't fuck the Muslims. Fuck Islam. Fuck fundamentalist Islam. There you go. People are still people at the end of the day. The nice ones, anyway. But they do, you know, take part in cover-ups, so you can't trust them. Anyway, there's never been a female showrunner. Bullshit detected. Yeah. I smell shite. So my dream is this. There was a little girl who was, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 in 2005 when my series went out, and she gets the job, and she asked me back. I'd go back like a shot. A back shot? Is he... What? Is... That's interesting. I guarantee there's someone out there who's misinterpreting this deliberately and is now going to be calling Eccleston a PDF file. But there you go. That's not the take that you're going to get from me. The take you're going to get from me is, why the fuck does it have to be a female, Eccleston? What difference does that bloody make? And to be fair, it's... I'm sorry, I know everyone really likes Eccleston, and we really liked his Doctor, but he's far too old now. He is far too old to go back and play the Doctor. He's aged far too much to like, what's he going to do? Just ferment his hair? I mean, I think he already was, actually, for Doctor Who. What's he going to do, though? Go back and look like an ancient version of that Doctor? Can we all just agree that no one should be returning once they have gone from the show? I would, of course, welcome Capaldi back in a heartbeat, but no one really should. No one should be returning. No one should ever have regenerated into the same form they already had. That was just stupid and desperate, and it's been nothing but stupid and desperate moves ever since then. So, there you go. That's what I think anyway. I'd rather we just don't ever see these people again. Ever. You know? It's just a weird one. Just knock it off. Just leave it alone. You know? I mean, at this point, it's kind of hard to convince me that you could get the same performance out of a guy who is saying that his return would be contingent on the sex of the fucking showrunner as well. I just think, nah, mate. And maybe he's just trying to be nice. Maybe he's not massively woke. I don't know. I'd like to hope so, that he's not actively woke. But then, even if he isn't that still a harebrained thing to say? It's still the sort of thing that's going to put people's backs up because we're on red alert these days for these kinds of messages, these kinds of quotes. Everyone is. The problem with going in, absolutely hammering us over the fucking head with stupid woke feminist bullshit for years and years and years is that we have taken an utterly zero tolerance position on it. And we're well within our rights to have done that, by the way. But now you got this nutter who doesn't look the same anymore, sorry, going, well, I'd come back if there was a woman one involved. Okay. Good for you. Who fucking cares what fucking sex she is? He is. It is. No, it's. Nothing in between. Weird one. I don't know what to make of this. It's a strange one. Of course, then they go back over the sack Russell T Davis, sack Jane Tranter, sack Phil Collison, sack Julie Gardner, blah, blah, blah. Can you arrange that? Yeah. I mean, they're all going to be gone soon anyway, aren't they? Already gone? I mean, Bad Wolf's gone, and they all work for Bad Wolf, so there we go. And of course, we've got the timeless quote that that everyone just pretended that they had absolutely nothing to do with Doctor Who until it became popular. So yeah, he's not into the politics of it apparently, but then he's making this statement that is still laced with politics, whether he meant it that way or not. So either he's a bit of a tit and he's just said something that he thinks would be nice and would be a bit cute, or he's thinking that he can get himself a fangirl from 20 years ago to, you know, wrap around his finger to get whatever he wants from the show, or I mean, I hope not bend over the TARDIS or anything like that. But, or he's gone political, in which none of these are good scenarios. Either all of them make you look like a bit of a twat, mate. So really, just button it, would you? Fuck's sake. I don't want to have to say this again. I have the same opinion about this as I have about, like, Billie Piper, for example. I really hope that she is out of this fucking show as soon as she possibly can be and doesn't say anything bloody dumb about feminist politics. And just don't. Just get out. Just run while you can, dear. I don't want to have to wage war on Billie Piper, all right? I really don't. I like Billie Piper. I've got a lot of patience and tolerance and time for that lady. And I'm not interested in having to go fucking criticize the hell out of the woke pish if she's in it. I just don't want it. I'll still do it, but I don't want to. Rhoda for £5. Yay, buddy. He says, very disappointing. I don't give a flying roof what sex or race the showrunner is. I want to live in a meritocracy. Hell fucking yes, mate. That's right. Damned fucking right. You believe that. Believe that, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you for $5.
And hey, that hit the limit. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Excellent. Excellent. Anyway, there we go. Excuse me. 1 second. Let me drink some water. My throat's a little hoarse. Much better. Sorry about that. So, there we go. Eccleston, I mean, if he came back and did a cameo, I suppose it would work. It would be fine. Zalosi says more or less the same thing. Exactly, yeah. Grimlock says Doctor Who is ruined. It would be a miracle. It would take a miracle to take it back to greatness, to bring it back to greatness. Yes, indeed, yeah. But there you go. So Doctor Who remains, you know, fucking felted, doesn't it? I mean, they just can't accept it. They can't accept that what we're witnessing at the moment, in all areas of entertainment, by the way, is late stage, utter indignation and apathy towards anything that's ever been woke for even 5 seconds. We just don't have the patience or the tolerance for it. We don't care anymore. That's what you get when you have completely ruined something. When you've completely destroyed something that we used to love, we just say, okay, whatever. It's like I was saying the other day when we were talking about, oh God, what was it we were talking about at that point? One of these franchises getting destroyed. And we were saying, like, it's like a guy shows up at your house, tells you move your furniture. You tell him, no, I don't want to. I like my furniture where it is. He's like, you got to move it. Otherwise, you're not politically correct. Okay, fuck you. It's my furniture. I'll keep it where I want. He's like, fine, fuck you. I'll burn the whole house down. So he burns the whole fucking house down. And then you not all of it. There's still a couple of rooms left. You just sort of try and build back from there. Motherfucker shows up again and again and again and keeps coming back and burning down your house until eventually you're forced to move. And yeah, time passes, you heal, you get over it. You don't have any real strong emotional feelings or response to to thinking about that old place anymore. You're past it. But then, you know, if that guy ever came back, it was Doctor Who. We were talking about Doctor Who. We were talking about Russell T Davies. If you ever saw that motherfucker's face again, you would charge at him. The second you saw that guy walking up the path, you'd be like, nope, baseball bat time, baby, in Minecraft. So, yeah, that's where we're at now. Congrats. At this point, making more Doctor Who can only result in war with the fans. You can't do anything to make it better now. It's too late. You burned it down. And we have no reason to believe that you won't burn something else down too. So, there you go. Anyway, that's enough Doctor Who for now. Alright, we'll move on. I got some other random things here. Amazon's Tomb Raider series has paused production after Sophie Turner got injured on set. Now, obviously, I'm very sorry that Sophie Turner is injured. No one should get injured. I'm sure it's... I hope she heals up and all that stuff. But it does kind of prove our point, though, doesn't it? That a twig like Sophie Turner has no business being in an action role like Lara Croft, whether she looks like her or not, which, for the record, not even a little bit. So, there you go. Whoops. Looks like Solid Sophie won't be coming along anytime soon. The series has paused production. That part is really good news, because no one wants this fucking piece of shit Tomb Raider show. Production on Amazon's upcoming Tomb Raider series has been temporarily halted after lead actress Sophie Turner was injured during filming the Amazon Tomb Raider project, which is set to bring Lara Croft back to the screen. No, it's not. Fuck you. It's not. Has reportedly paused production as Turner recovers. The delay raises questions about the show's timeline, though the studio is downplaying the severity of the situation. According to a statement provided to Variety, a representative for Prime Video confirmed that filming has been paused as a precaution. The rep confirmed that Sophie Turner had been injured, noting that the actress had recently experienced a minor injury. What do you think it is? Sprained ankle? Pulled vulva? I don't know. I mean, well, there's the new Tomb Raider, and I still don't think she looks enough like Lara. Not enough, anyway. But whatever. While the official statement characterizes the issue as minor, additional reporting from The Sun suggests the situation may be more complicated. Ooh, goody. The outlet claims Turner aggravated a pre-existing back injury with... Oh, no. Anyway, with production potentially delayed from anywhere from a month to as long as 6 months. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's fine. That's fine. You take your time. Delay the show another 6 months. That's fine. That's 6 more months of the world getting more based, so that by the time this comes out, even fewer people will watch. As of now, there has been no confirmation on how long the pause will actually last. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Just a quick one there. I generally don't care at all. People have apparently high expectations after Fallout. Yeah, that's not going to happen, bud. You're not going to get that with Tomb Raider because you've completely fucked it. You put Phoebe Waller-Bridge in charge. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Like, Jesus Christ, this woman is cancer to any production. What are you doing? That is a name that should basically be like fucking Voldemort or Ryan Johnson at this point to any established franchise being adapted. No. No. Do not do this. There's Lara Croft, by the way. Looking very nice. Looking very good. There's the flat-chested version that they did for that terrible fucking tabletop game. that, of course, they fumbled as well and completely screwed. 1 second, guys. My wife's here. What's up? I can't understand sign language. Hang on, chat. Just got to give the wife something. There you go. See you later. Love you. All right. Sorry about that. She's going to bed and needed a thing. Anyway, there we go. So, yeah. This is all bad, man. It's all bad. It's all bad. Look, if you want Tomb Raider, play the fucking remastered trilogy. There you go. Yes, Mrs. of the Fans was briefly here in the room, but she did not opt to appear on camera for whatever reason. She just wants to be private like that. That's fine. That's fine. I totally respect that. Although I think you guys would probably like it if she did. But there we go. Anyway, yeah, good for them. All off to sleep in one big bed together, apparently. That's what goes on now. I basically just sleep here. I work such weird hours now. I hardly ever actually get to bed with the rest of them. Oh, well, it is what it is, but it's cool. It's fine. Like once a week, I get a great big family cuddle in bed. It's really nice. So there we go. Anyway, moving past Tomb Raider then. Fuck Tomb Raider. We don't care about Tomb Raider. There's been a trailer for the new Elbaf arc of the anime of One Piece, for those of you who are interested in that. Not too long ago, they finally made the extremely intelligent decision to stop producing One Piece every single week as an anime and instead do it as seasons, which is a model that has worked really well for shows like Attack on Titan and stuff, because it gives the studio time to really work really hard on making it look as excellent as possible. Excuse me. I've got hiccups now. What the hell? Did she give them to me? And considering how detailed and dense the Elbaf arc is going to be, and considering the content that's in it is a major flashback to basically the origin of the whole story. Well, not the whole story, but the story that contains the most relevant info for our main characters anyway. It definitely, I see this as nothing but a good thing. It's going to be really funny because they got season 2 of the live action now, technically before season 2 of One Piece the anime, because One Piece the anime has been running consistently every single week for 27 years and now it never stopped. And then there's going to be a break, and then there's going to be another season. So technically it's season 2. So there we go. But yeah, just for you guys, I know not a lot of you guys are actually interested in One Piece, but I'm always trying to get people.
海賊王になる男だ。
巨大とは感動である。すべてがおおらかなる神秘の土地エルバフについて一つだけ書き記すとするならば、
俺は世界を終わらせる太陽の神ロキシ。
この地に長居してはならない。
シャンクスはなんでお前に会いに来た？
なあ、取引をしねえか、ルフィ。
So there you go. I know what that's about, but you probably don't. In any case, just shouting it out because Elbaf's been really interesting. It's been a place that has been talked about since the early days of the manga. So there you go. Your boss just started watching it, the anime? Personally, what my real take... Read the manga. The anime's good. The anime's very good. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of filler. You can skip the filler if you get like a map on the sites. You know, the sites all tell you which episodes are filler and which so you can skip. But even doing that, there's still like 800 episodes or more of One Piece that's actually like required watching. And very often, because of the way that they do these shows, they're trying not to catch up to the manga. So you get a lot of what we observed in Dragon Ball Z as the Frieza effect. You know, you have 5 minutes before this place dies and explodes, monkey. And then 20 episodes later, that 5 minutes is still going on. That's what happens when you are trying not to catch up to a manga. Whereas doing things this way will allow it to be better paced, better everything, and it's great. Anyway, the anime can be a pain in the ass, but the manga is fucking excellent. It's fucking excellent, absolutely excellent. Love it. But there you go. Anyway, we'll move on from that. We've got another quick one here. GameStop is trying to help players offset the PS5 price hike with enhanced trade-in credits. Interesting. Now, if you haven't heard, I don't know where you've been, living under a rock or something, the PlayStation 5 has now gone up in price, or will go up in price tomorrow, or the day after that, for some of you. Again, yeah, this is not the same price hike that we had earlier on. No, another one. Meaning that the base discless PS5 will cost $750. No, I can't remember anymore. Let me just double check. Where is it? Another $100. That's right. That's right. They're trying to blame it on chip costs, but no one's convinced. 2nd of April, we'll put the standard PS5 at $649. The digital edition is now $600, while the high-end one is $900. Yep. PS5 Pro is now the price of a pretty solid gaming PC. Crazy. Crazy. Well, I mean, I guess the gaming PC price has gone up too because of the RAM and blah, 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 blah. Madness. Grimlock says One Piece has 1,155 episodes, yeah. And if you eliminate the filler from that, then there's significantly less, but not that much less. By the way, fuck the Guardian. We haven't seen the Guardian get thrown in the trash for a while, but we can only assume it still is. So, good for us on that. How much for a PS2? I have no idea. That's a good question, you know. How much for a fucking PS2? Let's have a look. At the moment, you can get a PlayStation 2 console in the UK. Hang on. Fucking site is frozen. Of course it has. For... What the fuck? Load, you son of a bitch. 95 quid. What the hell? I bought a slim for like 25 quid a few years ago. After mine died and I wanted a slim to be able to play. But now that's gone up. Yeah, I suppose that's not surprising. A lot of them aren't around anymore. A lot of them have been scrapped and, you know, taken out of the gene pool, so to speak. But yeah, so PlayStation Slimline has been... is available for at least £100. Silver version is 90. The silver PS2 is 200 quid. Whoa. Whoa. But there you go. You can get it. You can get it. I'd say that's even a rip-off at this point. But there you go. There you go indeed. Jesus. But there you go. I wonder what else. Let's see. What's the PS1? Let's have a look. No, that's PlayStation 2. PlayStation 1. 58 quid. 32 quid. 40 quid. The Slim there. I used to have the PS Own. I used to have one of these. That was what I ended up with. And I had the screen for it as well. It was amazing. Played through entirety of Final Fantasy VI on my belly when I was 18. Not that I had much of a belly then. Not like now. But there you go. Anyway. Yeah. But anyway, GameStop is trying to offset these price hikes, apparently, by introducing a short-term trade-in incentive aimed at helping some customers offset the impact of recent price increase for PS5 consoles. The retailer's offer amplifies trade-in values for qualifying hardware ahead of the new pricing taking effect in early April. GameStop are so fucking based. They are so fucking based. It is unreal. Sony Interactive Entertainment announced the global increase in the suggested retail prices. Oh, I could have just read this article, couldn't I? Duh. The promotion then. GameStop's promotion, publicized on its official social media channels, increases the trade-in value of certain hardware models when customers trade in a working console and complete a purchase of new hardware in a single transaction. Okay, we heard the news. I fucking love GameStop. On April 2nd, 2026, blah, 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 we're here to help. GameStop stores nationwide are now offering extra credit on all hardware, so whether you're trading in a base PS5 or PS5 Pro or dusting off an old console, now's your chance to beat the change and upgrade for less. Fucking good guys, eh? Additional credit levels vary by console model and condition, with the highest incremental values offered towards a PS5 Pro purchase. Customers must present functioning devices, including necessary cables and controllers, to qualify. However, there is some fine print to be aware of. The offer is limited in duration, and according to GameStop, runs through April 4th. Oh. This gives buyers only 3 days to take advantage of the offer once the price increases. GameStop also requires participants to be enrolled in its Power Up Rewards Pro loyalty program to receive the maximum credited value. The membership program carries an annual fee of $25, so that actually doesn't sound like a terrible price if you get in like discounts on everything else, and you do like to play a lot of physical copies. And trade-in payouts are issued as store credit rather than cash, well, obviously, because it's got to happen as against a purchase, so that's not even a problem. What do you want them to hand you a pile of cash and then take it back? GameStop's approach follows a similar initiative the company implemented in August 2025 when Sony raised prices by about $50 in the United States. They offered a temporary increase in trade-in credit for select consoles to encourage hardware upgrades. Fair enough. Not a bad idea, really. Just a little thing that GameStop can do, but can't do for very long, obviously, because it's not like they're super-duper rich or anything. But you know what? Good for them. Yeah, good for them. I like GameStop. They've been funny as fuck in the last few months. Anyway, there you go. There you go. So, let's move on to the next of the topics that we were actually heading for. Oh, no, wait. We got one more PlayStation thing before that. One more PlayStation thing, I think. Yes. And that would be that Sony can still lick my ballsack. Because PlayStation's dynamic pricing offers wildly different discounts for some games. Now, you may have not heard about this yet, but I think you probably have. PlayStation effectively is doing a thing where, depending on who you are, how much you typically spend on the PlayStation Store, and a few other variable factors as well, country, currency, location, etc., 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 hopefully not race or sex, but we can't rule that out either, you may or may not be able to get extra special discounts on your PlayStation Store purchases. Or, in some cases, price increases. Yeah. This is the thing that they were threatening to do at Nintendo not that long ago. So Sony, of course, being Californian Sony now, leapt at the opportunity to fuck gamers over yet again. So there we go. You personally think the price increases are just a gradual price increase to normalize a $1,000 PS6? Yeah, you know, that I didn't really think of it from that angle. I guess it's crossed my mind from time to time. But, yeah, the slow progression of price towards that price point, I could see that, yeah. This is a fucked generation. And the next one's even more fucked. It's just awful. They're screwed. They are utterly screwed if they think anyone's going to spend $1,000 on a fucking proprietary games console that only plays Sony games and is subject to all of Sony's firmware and DRM and bullshit, so that you can get funneled into the PlayStation Store to get ripped off because you're a guy who plays too many games. Just wake up, PlayStation guys. All right, wake up, Sony ponies or whatever they get called. I used to be one of these guys. I used to be the Sony loyalist, you know. I used to be, as long as it made sense. I always was, you know, it's literally, I do it all the time, but here's, you know, I got one, I got another one here, it's on charge at the moment, I got 2 behind me on the shelf there, and another one on that shelf, actually, so I got 5 DS4s in the room with me right now, also a Switch and a Switch Pro controller, so, there you know, and an N64 pad somewhere too. Not sure where that one got to. Oh yeah, it doesn't really work, so I let my kids have it. Because they find these things really interesting, and it has bright, colourful buttons on it. So there you go. Interestingly, I also gave my daughter a replica controller that's like for babies, and you know, it has sticks that click when you move them and stuff. It's basically a giant fucking fidget device for a baby. Push the buttons, it plays songs, that kind of thing. She's more interested in the N64 controller that does literally nothing without being plugged into an N64. So yeah. Anyway, well, no, in this case a PC because it's a USB. But there you go. Anyway, more examples of Sony PlayStation's dynamic pricing have come to the fore, with evidence showing that it is real, and in some cases you might have to pay almost double what other people will pay for the same game on the PlayStation Store. In addition to games journalists, you cannot hate these companies enough. Okay? Just saying, just pointing out. You can try, but you can't succeed. We need to go all the way back to November 25, when it's not that far. 4 months, all right, 5. When the discussion about PlayStation's rumored dynamic game pricing surfaced, it's actually been going on a little while, even before that, and it doesn't look like the strategy is being changed anytime soon. So, it is real. Inside Gaming has seen first-hand examples where you're not the only ones, guys. I've seen first-hand examples of PlayStation exclusive titles being offered at wildly different prices compared to different customers. There was a video that came out not too long ago now of some dude, I can't think who it was, and he logged into the PlayStation Store and saw that the price for Red Dead Redemption 2 was something like $70 or $80. And then, I don't know how he discovered it. He must have just noticed somehow, but he spotted that, just a second, he spotted that his girlfriend was logged in as well, and that she was getting it for like half price, getting offered the same game for 50% off or something like that. I might be Chinese whispering it a bit. Don't ask him, he know nothing. Anyway, don't waste your time, he know nothing, he all mass produced, all microwave. The determining factors behind the discounts seem to be predicated on your account, potentially how old it is, how recently you logged in, and more. So obviously, yeah, if you are someone who checks the store every day, if you're someone who has made up several high price purchases, if you're, you know, effectively a whale for Sony, then yeah, you should expect to get ripped off. Massively ripped off. This is pure evil. This is pure avarice, contemptuous evil. Do not support this company. Do not support this company. What a fucking awful thing for me to have to say. I used to love Sony. Anyway, there we go. Look at the example below. You can see the official Stellar Blade discount and what an insider gaming writer was actually offered. The writer was offered a 70% discount compared to the 43% offer many of you are presented with. Here's example 1. Stellar Blade. Game trial. $39.89. Save 43%. So this is so this is a standard issue. Stellar Blade is on sale. You're not logged in. You don't have PS Plus, etc., etc. Okay. Then what we got here? Now for the bigger discount offer, Stellar Blade, and you are logged in but not got PlayStation Plus. You already own another edition. Does that not, is that not just an upgrade then? No, you have to buy the whole thing again? Oh, that would probably take that price even lower. Right, I see. But yeah, for the game, as it stands, logged in here, $21. Rhoda says, shit! I mean, I believe you, but what the fuck? What the fuck indeed, my friend. What the fuck indeed. Shocking, isn't it? It does only seem to be happening with first-party PlayStation titles for the time being, though. However, if one person is getting the chance to buy the game for $40 and someone else can get it for $21, then there's definite room for complaint. Yeah, that's pretty awful, isn't it? That is pretty bloody awful. It's got to be said. Pretty fucking awful. But there you go. Let's have a look here. I'm not logged in, am I? Oh no, I am logged in to Steam. Oh well, we'll take a look anyway. Let's have a look and see what Stellar Blade is going for at the moment. Whatever. Yeah, okay, 1st of January 1949 is my birthday. All right. Yeah, fine, sure, whatever. I'm fucking 80 years old. 78 years old. Let's see. Let's see. Now, obviously, this game is already in my library. Where's the... Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go Steam, DB, and take a look. Stellar Blade. Boom. There we go. Typical price history. Current price, $59.99. So there you go. The game is actually still cheaper on Steam than it is on... although, wait, lowest recorded price, $44.99. Huh. Well, there you go. So you could get it for that price anyway, and then, you know, actually own it. How is Stellar Blade doing? Well, there's 2,000 people playing it right now. Oh, there you go. Why am I zoomed in so far? It was crazy. Don't need to be zoomed in that much. Let's have a quick check of the prices. US dollar $69.99 right now. Yeah. Okay. Or, of course, you could come to the Philippines, where the game is only $50. So, there you go. But there you go. Anyway. This is fucked. This is totally fucked. Sony, get in the seat. Get in the goddamn seat. You got no right, no place to do this at all. This is absurd. Totally absurd. But there you go. There you go. All right, let me get some tabs closed here and we'll open the next batch. Anyway, this practice needs to be illegal. Price changes should only happen overnight when customers aren't in the store. Yeah, it is like that, isn't it? I mean, imagine if you walked into a store, right? And some guy comes up to you, some Del boy. Goes, all right there, mate, how you doing? Yeah. What are you interested in then today, huh? What can I do you for? And you're like, oh, I'd like a copy of Stellar Blade, please. And he sort of looks you up and down. Goes, you come here often? And you're like, well, yeah, like maybe 2 or 3 times a month. Oh, right. Purchase anything? Yeah, usually, yeah. All right. And you're a bloke, right? Yeah, but 40 years old. All right. That'll be $60, $70. $70 to you, sir. Thank you. And then, you know, a woman walks in. It's just like, you know, probably woke. She's got like a fucking Karen do, but she's like 25. Has no idea what the hell she's doing there, wandering around like a lost soul. And the guy's like, all right there, love, what you waiting for? She says, I'm looking for something called Stellar Blade. He's like, yeah, we need to get you hooked, love. $20. Fuck that, man. Fuck that. That's a shite. You can't do that. The place should be shut down. It's discrimination. It's literally discrimination. For all their fucking DEI, this is where they are. Discriminating against customers based on race, gender, sex, and fucking purchasing habits. Bastards. Now, it might be completely unrelated to that because, of course, the girl likely doesn't really use her PlayStation account. So, there we go. Remember all those cafes that popped up trying to charge men more? Yeah, I remember that a few years ago. Yeah, in the height of the whole feminist thing, yeah. Oh, really? Remember that, actually, yeah. What happened there? That's right. There was one in Australia called Handsome Her, a vegan cafe in Melbourne. Oh, save us from Australian vegans. Fucking hell. Australian vegans are the worst. They're everywhere. Charging male customers 18% extra to address the gender pay gap. The gender gap does not exist. All right? And by the way, I know it's a little hard to argue that when they come at you and they go, minye. Here's what you do. Really simple way to explain to a woman that there is actually no pay gap. You say, and this is true, you say, the gender pay gap myth is based on total lifetime earnings, not hourly salary, or even monthly or annual salary. Total lifetime earnings. Men tend to earn more in their total careers than women, because men do more dangerous jobs. Men are more ambitious. Women tend to tap out, have a kid, and decide to stay off work for 5 years. You know? So, total lifetime earnings, less. Yes. And that's where your pay gap comes from. There you go. That's a real simple little cheat sheet way of explaining to a woman that they are not actually getting screwed by a pay gap. And thus, anything like that cafe is discriminatory as fuck. But there you go. How many women are in dangerous jobs? Exactly. How many female fucking deep sea welders are there? Exactly. Fuck off. There's actually some stats that came out about it recently. I think it was on Lotus Eaters or something. And it was like, women in construction make up about 10% of the workforce, which is actually kind of surprising. But then when you get to like, you know, nuclear technicians and people who have to go deep underwater, or people who have to do like repairs to bases of bridges and things like that, like incredibly dangerous, life-threatening jobs, the percentage, garbage men as well, obviously ugly, dirty, filthy jobs as well, the percentage of women in those roles, 0.003% or something crazy like that. So yeah. And yet women are about 60% of university population, yeah. Well, the funny thing about that, though, is that it has long been the case that a degree will get you fucking nothing anyway. So whatever, let these dumb bitches get themselves into debt and sit on their couches with their gender studies degrees forever, waiting for a man who's never coming to save them, because they've also let themselves completely go. So there we go. Anyway. Project Hail Mary author claims modern Star Trek shows are shit. That is a quote. By the way. A quote. Let's have some fun with Star Trek, shall we? Yes, I think we shall. So I haven't actually seen Project Hail Mary, and I haven't been sort of suitably motivated to yet, but maybe I will, you know. The man behind, I'm hearing it's based as fuck, so there you go. The man behind Project Hail Mary just said what a lot of long-time sci-fi fans have been thinking about Kurtzman era Star Trek, and he didn't sugarcoat a single word. Now, everyone's pissed off at Andy Weir at the moment, the guy who wrote Project Hail Mary, because he deigned to go on The Critical Drinker. And everyone's like, you went on that Chud channel. Well, yeah, but you forget, we don't care about your opinion. The Critical Drinker, one way or another, whether you love everything he does or not, has managed to climb to a position of such prominence as a YouTuber within the movie reviewing space that he is considered more prestigious a fucking interview than almost anyone in Hollywood at this point. If you want to talk to the fans, you go through him or Nerdrotic. Most likely him, because Nerdrotic doesn't really do interviews. But, there you go. During a recent interview with The Critical Drinker, Author Andy Weir took direct aim at modern Star Trek, blasting the current state of the franchise and even revealing that Paramount rejected his own pitch for a new series. Uh-oh. 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 Andy Weir says modern Star Trek has lost its way. Oh, he said a lot more than that. Weir's criticism started with a simple observation, but one that cuts right to the core of what many fans have been saying for years. All modern science fiction TV shows and movies have been heavily influenced by the original Star Trek, he said. Except for the current batch of Star Trek shows. Yay! I'm starting to see this pattern, guys. It's happening in gaming. It's happening in movies. We are getting Return of the Based. Return of the Based. Hey, that could work. Anyway, the current batch we're referred to includes the Alex Kurtzman era of Star Trek, along with Star Trek Discovery, and running through the recently cancelled Starfleet Leering Center. That's right, baby. Starfleet. Star left. Because that's what it's been. But there you go, yeah. Anyway, 1 second actually, while we're at it, we might as well do a quick shill, just a quick one, just to let you guys know, again, that it is entirely possible for you to get your Star-wrecked Starfleet Leering Center t-shirt. If you would like to support this channel, and you would like some fun merch that lets people know how you feel about the current state of Star-wrecked, well, right there at swagofthefans.etsy.com. Of course, that all supports my wife, Mrs. of the Fans, who is running the store for me, and yeah, it's not like where you'll get merch for my channel or anything like that. That's a different thing altogether. This is where we just want to upload some fun designs and you know, even more mainstream stuff too. I'm going to be adding more soon. But there you go. Shill over. By the way, St-Hugo is here. Hello to St-Hugo. Gifting one for the Griff Force and the princesses. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate you. Absolute legend.
Help me create the future of the white race.
The future of the white race. I really need to change that, don't I? Maybe the British Empire. Or something like that. We'll see. I got a lot to do. According to Weir, the franchise that helped define modern sci-fi is no longer even following its own blueprint. Well, I think you'll find that's what I've been saying, that's what Rhoda's been saying, that's what Majors Guild has been saying, that's what Drinker's been saying, that's what fucking Nerdrotic's been saying, that's what Robert Meyer Burnett's been saying, that's what Doomcock's been saying, that's what everyone's been fucking saying for about 8 years, you twats. Anyway, no, don't ever change that. Okay. Says that's not some random online complaint. That's coming from one of the most successful sci-fi writers working today. He doubled down by explaining the kind of storytelling he grew up with. He says, I'm Gen X, so my sci-fi was like original series Star Trek reruns and Lost in Space reruns. Hell yeah. Says, in other words, Star Trek used to mean something very specific: exploration, adventure, and optimism. Correct. And this is the thing, of course, no one even really mentions this when they are going to mention this. Everyone goes, oh yeah, well, you know, Star Trek was about a future, not utopia, but future where basically the problems of the day, the 1960s, have mostly been ruled out. You know, you have replicators, you've got phasers, you've got fucking beaming, you've got all this stuff. So there's really not much left to do on Earth. We're all pretty much doing great, and there's no conflict, and everything's fucking hunky-dory in the Federation. So what do? Well, we go out into the frontier like cowboys. Exactly like cowboys. And explore and tried to bring civilization with us. There you go. That's it. In essence, not enough people ever really do mention the fact that Star Trek at its core is a Western. That's what it is. It's basically a Western. Bad guy of the week, you know, it's like Shane or something like that, you know. Anyway, now even its biggest admirers aren't so sure. Where drops the hammer? If that first quote raised eyebrows, what came next blew the doors off. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Ware didn't dance around it. He didn't hedge. He didn't give a carefully worded industry answer. He just said it. Those shows are shit. He just said what, you know, that's it. Those shows are shit. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. That's his blunt assessment of much of modern Star Trek under Alex Kurtzman. And before anyone tries to dismiss this as blind hate, he actually gave credit where he felt it was earned. He says, I like Strange New Worlds, he admitted. I heard a lot of people quite like that show, actually. So, there you go. Roddenberry described it as wagon train in space. Yes, thank you. Exactly. That's perfect. I didn't even know that quote, and that is exactly right. The person who brought it to my attention was my mentor, my former college tutor, who taught me a hell of a lot of what I know about film and video editing. Excuse me. Says, I think it's pretty good. Lower Decks I thought was entertaining and fun. No. But he says, all the others, they can go. So this isn't a blanket takedown of the entire franchise. It's a targeted critique, and that arguably makes it hit even harder. Yeah, but that's not how it'll go, was it? This is your first rodeo, buddy? I mean, they always misquote us. Always. That's what happens. Here's where things get even more interesting. Ware revealed that he actually pitched his own Star Trek series directly to Paramount. He even spent time speaking with the current creative leadership behind the franchise. They passed. Ah, well, you might be reconsidering that very, very soon, eh? So there's Project Hail Mary, which I really don't know anything about, to be honest. I know it's about some bloke who does some excavation or some construction in space or something. Anyway, it says, I pitched a Star Trek show to Paramount. They didn't accept my pitch, so, you know, fuck them. I love this guy. Beautiful. That means a highly successful creator who clearly believes the franchise is going in the wrong direction had an alternative vision that never saw the light of day because Paramount decided to stay the course with Kurtzman and his identity politics-driven direction. Given the current state of Star Trek, you have to wonder what the pitch looked like. True. Meanwhile, Star Trek hits a wall. Weir's comments come at a time when Star Trek is a noticeably uncertain place. There are currently no active Star Trek productions underway at all. Something that hasn't happened in years. Even the future of Kurtzman's leadership is up in the air with his deal set to expire in 2026. Oh. It's good. It's good. The times they are changing, folks. Things they might be healing. So there we go. That's not exactly a franchise firing on all cylinders. That's the understatement of the fucking millennium. And now you've got a major sci-fi voice publicly calling out the direction it's taken. When success talks, people listen. What makes this different from your typical online backlash is who's saying it. Weir isn't just another critic. He's coming off the success of Project Hail Mary, a story that leans heavily into classic sci-fi fundamentals, problem-solving, discovery, and a sense of wonder. There you go. You know, the exact things that Star Trek used to be known for. That contrast is impossible to ignore. On one side, you've got a modern hit built on timeless ideas. On the other, a legacy franchise struggling to maintain momentum after embracing modern identity politics. Now take fire from someone who clearly understands what made it work in the first place. How many times have we read, like that exact sentence that I just read right there? You could pretty much extend that to anything, from anything in Hollywood when it gets utterly felted by movies like, oh God, what was the one? Shit, what was the one? It was right on the tip of my tongue. The one that came out 3 years ago that completely, Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom. That one came out of nowhere and totally felted Hollywood. Of course, also Top Gun Maverick, another great example of that. So I think occasionally you get these, like one gets through and it's based and it's traditional and it's actually fun and everyone loves it. Meanwhile, the modern Titanic franchises in Hollywood, in television, in gaming are all utterly collapsing under the weight of the fucking hubris of the radical left. And the best part is, this is going to really shit in their cereal. They're gonna fucking hate this guy for it. And they're gonna write him off. They're gonna go, well, he's obviously just a reactionary bigot, isn't he? Yeah. And he makes a lot of money for Hollywood. Which is why we are getting headlines recently like Disney is gutting their LGBTQs and DEIs. They're gutting them. Finally, allegedly. We'll see. But they have apparently changed that movie Elio, that's Pixar, that's coming out, that was originally supposed to be full of loads of gay references. Apparently they've stripped them out and told them to redo the fucking movie. Because it's at the line now. We're at the line. Hollywood's not talking anymore. There's not much virtue signaling going on if you really pay attention. Not even like 1% as much as there was 5 or 6 years ago. Christ, no. Nobody at Hollywood is going, well, you know, my diversity. Nah. They're all very, very quiet and they're getting their fucking heads down and they're making movies and they are not talking about diversity quotas. And I'll prove it in a minute. The times are changing, but don't be fooled. The people who are still on the radical left will still exist, and they will hate us even more. They will hate everything. Some of them will eventually maybe shake the brainwashing and come back to reality, but the real diehards, they will never let go. And the powerful that have tried to implement this, they won't forget either. So we have to hold that fucking pendulum. Once it swings back into our reach, we grab it and we hold it and we never let it fucking swing back. Fans have been saying this for years. Here's the reality, none of this is new. Fans have been voicing frustration with modern Star Trek for a long time. The difference now is that someone with real credibility, someone who's actually succeeding in the genre, is saying it out loud. And he's not whispering it. He's dropping lines like, those shows are shit, and walking away. Damn right. Damn right. Now then, who else has been teeing off on Star Trek? It may surprise you unless you saw the thumbnail, in which case you will already know that William Shatner decided to take aim at a fucking imbecile on X, talking about Star Trek and proving precisely Mr. Weir's and all of our points just yesterday or something. It was pretty funny. So, William Shatner as Captain Kirk in Star Trek Generations here, of course, and then there's Gina Yashir, rubbish comedian from the UK, playing Laura Fuck, to quote Masters of Terrace Cassie. Though the newest show in the franchise, Starfleet Academy, has been cancelled, debate between its defenders and detractors about whether Star Trek should be inherently political and on which side of the aisle its philosophy aligns, if either, continues. Well, it's a really simple answer, actually, because Star Trek didn't do overt politics under Roddenberry. It just didn't. You can imagine in the future of Star Trek, there is a nice, fair, fine, and common sense balance between conservatism and liberalism, which has been struck, and now there's neither of them at all, because there's no need for either of them, because there are no problems to fix. There's no scarcity of food, for example. No worries about, like, travel or anything like that. Everything is there. before us. Now, Star Trek legend William Shatner has shared his perspective as someone who worked on the original show. Worked on? I mean, that's a little bit... It's a little bit of an understatement, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's a pretty, you know, pretty bare bones description. Or, you know, he worked on the original show. We're talking about James T. Kirk, you silly bastard. What are you talking about? Worked on. Fucking is. Anyway. Yes, the Shrieking Baboon Gem had a thing, yes. Rhoda for £2 says, what the thock is even that? Exactly. And, is it worth it again? I suppose it might be worth it to show you guys once again what it's like to play Masters of Terras Cassie, a Star Wars game. What? Yes, you can have notifications. YouTube, what the fuck? Bizarre. Very bizarre. You can, in fact, play Masters of Terras Cassie, where you will discover your main character. Well, not main character. If you choose to play as the Gamorrean guard from Jabba's palace. There it is. Excuse me. Inexplicably, by the way, a playable character. Like, were there not enough? Lando wasn't available, you know. Weird. I mean, this did come out before the prequels, so there's that. But hold on a minute. These fucking stupid hiccups are driving me crazy. Right. Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassie PS1, the character you could play as a Gamorrean guard who was called Thok. But when it says his name, it would say, fuck. Hang on. And by the way, there was also a Tusken Raider character whose name was Whore. So, yeah, get a load of this.
Fuck versus whore.
Was that too quiet? That was really quiet. There's no way for me to make it louder, but one more time. Have a really close listen.
Fuck versus whore.
And yes, when I was 12, we used to laugh at that. Every time. Fuck versus whore. It's just, oh my God, what were you doing? What were you thinking? There's no way that was an accident. I discovered earlier today that game, that terrible game, is on my shelf right now, I think. Hold on, let me go see if I can find it. Oh God, yeah. There it is. Holy shit. Yeah, here it is, look. Star Wars Masters of Terras Cassie. A really, really... Oof, shit, what have I done? Come on, come back to me, camera. Come back. No, gonna make me blurry forever now? Fucking stupid thing. God damn it. Whatever. Yeah, a really substandard fighting game. A really mid-tier fighting game, actually. That you can play, actually, on... is it on Steam? I think it might even be on Steam, you know? Come on! What the fuck, man? Zoom in on my face. There we go. There we go. So there we go. I guess your mind is still 12. I mean, come on. It's a game that literally says fuck versus whore. It's ludicrous. I mean, there must be another one. Let's find it.
Whore versus fuck.
All right. There's the other way round. So, yeah. Hang on. Again, it's really quiet. It's really quiet. Is there a reason it's so fucking quiet? Everything else has been loud enough.
Whore versus fuck.
Thug versus whore. Let's try another one. No, that's the same channel. It's the same channel again. Come on, surely there's... Aha.
Versus Luke Skywalker.
Versus Luke Skywalker. No, it's someone else laughing. Jesus Christ.
Fuck versus or.
That's madness. That's madness. Come on. All right, back to the topic then. Excuse me. Oh, wait. James Op is... James OP. Why am I still calling you Op? Is here for $5. It says Star Trek had no politics. It was a military command structure. Exactly. It's like the whole fucking human race, basically. It would be like politics on a naval vessel. The only politics was above the command. Yeah, there you go. Correct. Yeah, makes sense. Presumably there are civilians, you know, but they've got lives of such easy means at this point that they... And what I really like about it is the fact that it never did sort of show people as being these decadent, sweary, malevolent bastards that they are in the modern ones, which doesn't make sense. When you have everything, why would you need anything? Why would there be corruption? Why would there be crime? It's madness. But there you go. Yeah. Thank you very much, James. Appreciate you for $5.
Thank you for $5.
Is that the first actual dollar super chat we've had today? I think it might be. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, mate. And also, thank you for the member drop earlier on as well. Legend. But yeah, talk about downplaying a legend as well. Yeah, that's weird. Saying he worked on the original show, and he says that when he was there, Star Trek was not political. Actually, he didn't so much say it as reiterate something he said over a decade ago. In an interview in New York Times Magazine, Texas Senator Ted Cruz talked about his favorite Star Trek captain and said he believed that Shatner's character, Captain Kirk, would likely be a Republican, while Captain Picard would probably be a Democrat. That's fair to note that Cruz only said this when specifically asked. The rest of his comments comparing Kirk and Picard are about their contrasting personalities. Yeah, but let's be clear here. Let's be very clear here. The, what's that? Unholy Holy Warrior says, Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens radicalized me into being the white supremacist I am today. Holy shit. Fair enough, I suppose. Patrick Stewart's character, Captain Picard, of course, would likely be a Democrat, but yeah, but not now. You know? Probably not now. There'd be no need for the modern radical left in Star Trek's universe because they don't have any needs to grift off. You know? There'd be no need for a political party. Or more than one, anyway. But I don't fucking know. Anyway. Yeah, so what I'd like to... And I'm just fucking trying to headcanon my way through this so I don't cringe myself to death. Picard cannot possibly be a modern woke lib. He has to be a trad lib. He has to be like most people were before woke came along and radicalized everybody. So there we go. More of a 1990s liberal than a 2020s liberal, you know? But there you go. So this is what actually happened. We got this tweet from Shatner. Because, of course, it was said, someone was saying that Star Trek was political. People have been arguing the toss that Star Trek is political. So Shatner came out again and literally just said, Star Trek wasn't political. I'm not political. I can't even vote in the US. So to put a geocentric label on interstellar characters is silly. There we go. Oh God, no. I'm not giving fucking credit to Fandom Pulse. God, no. I'm not supporting that furry, that female impersonator John Delarose. Fuck no. Anyway, there we go. Morozek said, this is an absurd thing, right, basically, for William Shatner to say. The original Star Trek was incredibly political, even by the standards of its time. The main difference between it and most sci-fi properties, though, is that its progressivism is universalist in nature. But then Shatner came back. That's right, baby, he's back. And says, no, Star Trek was about society's social issues of the 1960s. Yeah, that's right. Those issues over the years may have become political issues, but with the network censors, they never would have allowed political issue storylines to air. It's sad to see how uninformed some are about the past. Get him! Get him! Got him! Beautiful! Idiot. Yeah. So there you go. It's actually a really good point. You know, he does make a very good point. Because social issues really are more about community welfare and stuff like that, like poverty or discrimination, etc. Whereas political issues are always about power, governance, and laws. And, you know, there it is. So social issues are about societal norms. Political issues are about how to govern. You know, it's sort of micro-macro kind of thing. And Star Trek was not about politics, ever. The problem is that social issues have become political issues in the current day. And radicalized fuckheads don't understand. And it's, you know, what's annoying about this more than anything else, of course, is that you've got American flag, eagle, then you've got globalist fucking insignia. So, there you go. Anyway, there are many thoughtful comments on Shatner's post from Star Trek, with fans discussing their impressions of the show and its intent. One differentiates the original Star Trek's thoughtful morality plays from the new shows in the franchise. That's right, sorry. One, I butchered that sentence. One differentiates the original Star Trek's thoughtful morality plays from the new shows in the franchise, New Trek and the Panda, and attack fans critical of them. It's true. We got this one. Yet older Trek still resonates so well today, it treats viewers like adults who can judge the morals of the story by themselves. New Trek just lectures, panders, and attacks fans who give constructive criticism, labeling them, of course, as trolls, bigots, or whatever the buzzword of the day is. Tell the story for us, not at us. Not a big ask, in my opinion. Well said. Another commenter added, yes, Star Trek raised social issues, and it used sci-fi to examine them in a different way, but it didn't lecture or advocate for a particular political viewpoint. A Private Little War was about Vietnam, but it just showed how difficult an issue it was, rather than picking a side. Exactly. Based Shatner is based. Please keep living. Please. He's in his 90s now. Star Trek to me was about moral issues, spiritual issues, relationships and friendships, says Jessin Weiss. Really timeless in its relevance, political topics are temporal and don't depict our higher aspirations like Star Trek did. Exactly. Another one here, Star Trek was about laughing at this for a few hours as a kid. Based. Dun 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 dun. You heard it too. Anyway, there you go. Undoubtedly, no matter what William Shatner says on the issue or how many times he says it, the argument over whether Star Trek is political will continue as long as the franchise endures, and probably a long time after that. Well, that's it. As of right now, there is no endurance. It's done. Hopefully it will come back, and hopefully it will be saved by somebody else who takes it in a wildly different direction, and then you'll be free, because of the fragmented nature of eras in Star Trek, to completely fucking ignore the Kurtzman stuff. So there you go. Anyway, there you are. There you are. That was your Star Trek for the day. And now that leaves me with very little left to talk about, apart from a couple of things. Crimson Desert. And this. Now this is really interesting. So, you may remember, some years ago, this line from...
you have to force behavior.
Seriously, why is everything so fucking quiet? This is crazy. This is crazy. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find this fucking thing. Let's see. There we go.
You have to force behavior.
It's still very quiet. That's the original recording. I found a better version of it, but not a much better version. If you want proof that we are changing, well, look at the people who are in power and and who actually rules. And fuck Larry Fink forever. No matter what he says, no matter what he pretends to believe, fuck this man. He's one of the most evil men in the world. And a man with the power to tank your economy if he wants. So, but let's listen anyway, because this was him back in 2017, 18, whenever it was, pointing out exactly what we've always said, by the way, that this is top down, that this whole woke thing was not organic. It was not done by accident. It didn't just occur naturally. It was a top-down push. And he's at the top, pushing down. Listen.
It's just, you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting. It is development, as Ken said.
How do you force change, though? I mean, Larry, BlackRock has really been in the forefront of the ESG movement within corporate governance and a real leader. And yet change is so slow. So what is, and Ken as well, how do you force change when it is so incremental and so gradual? How do you do something more radical?
Money, mate.
Have you thought about that? Has the board of American Express thought about more radical things we could do to enhance diversity and inclusion?
Because it has to be imbued in the culture of a firm. It has to be talked about. It has to be shown. Behaviors across the entire firm in every region have to be similar. And every citizen of the firm has to understand what is acceptable behaviors and what are unacceptable behaviors.
Okay, so there you go. He's changed his tune a little bit. There was another interview. Where was it? Here we go.
May have some regrets. Listen. Get you to look in the rearview mirror here. Do you believe the...
This, of course, is 2 weeks ago.
Woke era, a failed experiment. The ESG, the DEI, the kind of push.
And by the way, if anyone tells you, anyone tries to tell you, not only that it was a top-down push, but that it's not failed, that woke isn't dying at the moment, then all we have to do is say, well, Larry Fink thinks this way. So, you know, yeah. Pixelate Jules says, you think of Larry Fink in the same category as the Austrian painter? Yeah, 100%. Totally. He's basically Dr. Evil. And Klaus Schwab is Blofeld. You know? That's how it is. Anyone who associates with the WEF, scum.
For that.
Society moves, the pendulum moves all the time. In BlackRock's cases, you know, we are responsible for managing money for everybody.
The pendulum swings. And Larry Fink backpedals. Sorry it's so quiet, but we'll keep listening.
Do I believe the pendulum 5 years ago was too far? Yes.
Dagan, it's a pendulum. The pendulum is here now.
You have to go to Jackie on this because I really have nothing but hand gestures for Larry Fink.
This
pendulum goes to you.
Well, I'm looking at the pendulum.
There you go. That was just a quick one anyway. But there you go. Larry Fink is now actually having to backpedal and say that ESG went too far. Fucking hell. You don't say. You don't say, Larry. You fucking imbecile. Of course, you know, it went too far. I mean, we all know it went too far. It was absolutely oppressive. You couldn't do anything without some fucker stepping on your damn toes and trying to tell you, no, you can't say that. You can't do this. No, you can't have a job. You can. Fuck Larry Fink. Fuck BlackRock. Fuck the WEF. Fuck, what is it? Skate Street and the other one as well. State Street, rather. And Vanguard and all of them. They can all fuck right off. Absolutely. And I don't want to get into no fucking chats about Jews in the chat, so let's watch out for that. But fair enough, you can say what you like. within reason. Anyway, yeah, Larry Fink basically now having no choice but to backpedal, but to say, well, you know, it went too far perhaps when we implemented all of this stuff. You don't say, you fucking Judas. Well, there you go. Larry Fink looking like a complete bellend there, and deservedly so. It's not very often that that guy looks as dumb as he just did. So, any day's a win for us. And now, do I think he means it? No. 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 They'll just be waiting for the next opportunity to fucking come back and push this shit again. And none of them will end up in prison where they belong. They'll go along to their little fucking skull and bones meetings, and they'll have their fucking blood orgies in the Bohemian Grove, and all will be the way it always was. But there you go. All right, then. Let's move on. Let's talk about Crimson Desert for a little while, because this game is fucking amazing. This game is wonderful. I'm still loving it. I haven't actually been able to play it a lot. Just an hour here, hour there recently. Been very busy with my kids and stuff. But as it stands right now, the audience score, the Steam DB user review rating, we are now at 99,000 reviews. Remember when we were at like 20,000? It was mixed. We are now at 99,000, and the audience rating, the user rating, is 81% and rising. Remember just a couple of days ago I covered this on the channel, and it was indeed only about 75%, 76%, 78% maybe. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up. And of course, we also have this. Yesterday, while we were talking about Red Dwarf, my prediction came true. And my prediction from Saturday when I saw it hit 244. Remember the previous high point was 248, 1 week after the game came out. About 5 days after the game came out. And of course, remember that when the game did come out, it immediately hit a peak of 239,000 players. So, at this point, we're looking at a game that is trending up overall, which is pretty great. It's pretty fucking great, it's got to be said. We've had some fucking crazy drama surrounding the damn game. In fact, even just today, this wasn't the case when I looked earlier, just today the peak was 265,000. Word of mouth is healing this fucking industry, I swear. 276,000 players, that is more. That is so much more than 250,000 now. That is almost to 300,000. I don't know if it will get to 300, but if we give it a couple more weeks, it might. And of course, the reason for this, not only, how did they do it without wokeness, says Jay Viper. Yeah, that's a good question. That is a good question with a silly answer. You know what it is. Well, there we go. Yeah, so, look, this game is winning for two reasons. Word of mouth and the simple fact that the game is so fucking good, so much fucking fun to play. It's like crack. It's hard to put down. Once you start, you're like, okay, I did a bit of that, and then, I'll just wander over here, and, oh, Christ, now I've been sucked into this story that's going on. Oh, God, I gotta fight a million fucking guys. Kill, 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 kill. All right, turn that in, and then what? Now what? Oh, God, okay, right over here, and holy shit, that was 4 hours. That's why I have to be quite strict with myself and not really get much of a chance to play it. What I probably will do later today, though, is after this stream, I'll probably go get some food, take a little rest, come back in a few hours and probably stream the fuck out of it for you guys. Because we hit the limit and I did say I would. So yeah, I'll look forward to streaming a bit more of Crimson Desert with you guys a bit later in a few hours time. Yeah, holy shit, man. This game is so much fun. It's so much fun. It is just boundless. Earlier on, I just literally went and did a couple of quests for the Greymanes, just for my own camp. The quest line of that, and here's a little trick. Here's a little spoiler. It's not a spoiler. Don't worry, James OP, it's not a spoiler, okay? There's no plot involved. The like every mechanic in this game will be explained by the quest line of the Greymanes. Like every one of them. Everything you will have to do in the game, everything you might have to do in the game, every mini game, everything like that, it's all got a quest for the Greymanes. So if you're looking for an instruction manual, anybody, there it is. There you go. It's so much fun. I love it. I got into dyeing my gear earlier on. Now I've got a fucking great big red cloak on my blue armor and stuff. I'm fucking loving it. I also unlocked a bunch of digital deluxe edition stuff that I forgot I had the deluxe edition, but I don't actually know where it went. I like redeemed it in the game, but it hasn't shown up in my inventory. So I don't know if I'm just being retarded or something, but is there a place I gotta go pick it up? Because I don't know. Anyway, so let's have a look at Metacritic then. Now, obviously, I gave the game a 10, and I'm not even being, like, facetious or review brigading when I do that. I like this game that much. For me, it hits all the boxes. Ticks them all, man. Like a Zelda game, and as I said, like a Zelda game without the baggage for me, right? It doesn't have the lore sort of weighing it down. It doesn't have to fit into a timeline. You know, I'm not waiting for Ganon to show up. I don't know what's going to happen. It's fucking great. I haven't felt like this since I was a kid. You know? Like anything could happen. And what a goddamn beautiful 1-2 punch, by the way, of getting the best JRPG I've played in 20 years last year in Expedition 33. And we follow it up with the best Zelda-style game in years as well. Fucking hey, this is amazing. Best open world action adventure game and best JRPG, and they both came out completely independently of the AAA system, by the way, the AAA Western market anyway. Perfect. And then the year before that, we got Stellar Blade. So there you go. It's, you know, we get one true fucking master every single year. And not even just one, because the indies are firing on all cylinders at the moment. It's crazy. I was fully planning to play like Hollow Knight and Silksong and Dark Souls and Elden Ring this year. As it stands right now, I might not get time. Because this game is so huge. I've only explored about a quarter of the map. Not even that, I think. Maybe only a fifth of the map so far. And I'm just inundated with stuff to do. Is DSP still around? Yeah, he is a cockroach. Yeah. DSP is hilarious playing that. It's so much fun. It's, well, no. If you are a detractor, it's hilarious fun. If you are just looking for someone to play Crimson Desert, it will make you want to tear your hair out watching DSP. Or RTU, for that matter as well. RTU is worse than DSP at Crimson Desert. Like, genuinely awful. He could not fucking play that game to save his life. It was hilarious trying to watch Review Tech fucking... I'll see if I can find it. Let's see. Review Tech USA. It's hard to find him because he deleted his fucking channel. What's it called now? Rich Tomorrow? I think it is. I don't know. I can't find the clip. Someone will have a clip though. I think RTU might make it into Wanker of the Week this week because just for the same shit that DSP did, but worse. Because he crashed out way worse as well. He spent, you know that puzzle at the beginning, right? Where you learn to use the axiom force and you have to put the battery on the wall and then use force palm to do it. And then everyone's a little confused as to where they have to stand next or whatever. But eventually, you know, within a minute or two, you figure it out. And you climb up and you slap your fist into the giant circular thing and activate the platform. Well, interestingly, DSP took maybe 15 minutes or something to figure that, or 20 minutes or something to figure that puzzle out. He sure did. And that was kind of humiliating, and we were all ripping the fucking piss out of him for it. Hang on, let me see if I can find what should be his X account. Dunno. Does he still have an X account? Good question. Review Tech USA, the real RTU. Is that his actual? Is that his? Yeah, that's his. No, wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not his real one. Oh, mate. I can't remember what his fucking X account is. If we could find that, we could find his channel, but oh well, whatever. He crashed out and totally lost it. So there we go. I don't know what it is. Oh, fucking hell. Richard Masucci. Where is he? Where is he? Can't find him. Okay. Where are you, Review Tech? Where are you? You must be arguing with someone somewhere. Come on, you prick. Where are you? I'll keep checking. We'll keep looking. No. I can't think what it's called. There's so many fucking troll accounts. It's unreal. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. So RTU tried to play this fucking same puzzle and it took him 45 minutes to solve it. 45 minutes. Just look at Eric's account. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. 8-bit Eric. Where's 8-bit Eric? We'll just look at him. He'll have RTU in there somewhere, won't he? Let's have a look. Let's see if we can find him. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? No, wait. Account I muted? Oh, that douche. No, fuck that guy. Pound sand. Nah. Where's RTU? Where's RTU? Where's RTU? Come on. Come on. No, can't find it. No, can't find it. No. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're going to cover it, of course. Of course they are. Dickers and 8-bit. Oh, that'll be funny. Oh my god, this is a comic. Dickers. Oh man, that guy's a piece of shit. Make no mistake, no matter... Wait. Hello. Well, lucky us. Lovely. I'm not seeing it. I'm going to give up in a second because I don't want to keep wasting the stream time, but no, can't find it. If any of you guys can find it, let me know. In the meantime, then, we need to move on. Okay. So, Polygon has decided that they are going to actually write something positive about the game for a change. Remember the last Polygon article was the one that said that you've got to you've got to compare it to Breath of the Wild. They said, oh, this game made me realize how great Breath of the Wild is, or something like that, or maybe that was Kotaku. They both had the same article. There was a couple of places that had the same article. Well, now they are talking about patch 1.01, which is now the second major patch that PC has received. In fact, no, the third, but the second major one, really, because the third one was mostly for console. But yeah, we've had patch 1.03 that came out and basically tweaked the controls so that you could pick up items easier and fixed 100 little tiny other things that gave you storage back. Then we got this patch 1.01, which I'm a little undecided on because as even someone pointed out in my comments on my video on the same subject that I put out earlier on, I got used to having no stamina. I got used to having to like struggle through that game a bit. Like, okay, I can glide. You know what else I noticed as well? When you used to jump and then go into your glide, you'd fall slightly as you landed into your glide. That doesn't happen anymore. Your wings actually lift you up another foot or so before you start gliding, which is really helpful for getting over hills and things like that. But also, the speed of the glide has now doubled easily. You are gliding at twice the speed, and the stamina is dropping at like 30% the speed that it was before. So you can now glide so much further, like 2.5 times further than you used to be able to. And honestly, it's fucking me up. It's fucking me up. I keep going. I keep going. It was a bit too short before, but I keep leaping off things and starting gliding, and I'm like, what the fuck? I've overshot it. So I have to drop and, glide back down. And when you add the X ability as well, the one that's mapped to the X button that lets you sort of dive and do a rapid Batman style swoop. I mean, I'm getting places faster on the fucking glide than I am on horse in some cases, you know? But there you go. This is one thing I do want to point out about this article, though. Don't trust Polygon. Don't ever actually trust Polygon. For while they may appear to be giving praise, they have to get their snark in there somewhere. Don't forget this. Crimson Desert's next big update claims to fix controls, replace AI art. Look, buddy, okay? Nobody fucking cares about AI art, all right? Yeah, there were some wonky five-legged horses on the walls. Why were you stopping to look at that shit? Who the fuck stands around in a game this big with so much to do and admires the crappy artwork? Who the fuck? Ludicrous. But the real one that pisses me off is this. Claims. Claims. Crimson Desert's next big update claims to fix controls. Look, the controls were never bad. All right? They were never bad. They were just a little bit obtuse and slightly clunky. I felt the same way the first time I attempted to play Dark Souls for 20 minutes. They are clunky. You know? At first. You get used to them. It doesn't take long. It takes like 3-4 hours and you're in. Muscle memory sets in, you're good. However, it is now much easier and much more accessible, so I'm not going to come down on it. I'm not going to turn into some elitist or anything. The more people who can play this game, the better. It is now closer to the lighter feeling as well. Remember we were saying in the beginning, I don't know how you feel about this, Jay, but clearly you're playing it, and James as well. But Cliff feels noticeably lighter on his feet as well. My attacks are faster as well, although I have upgraded that a bit. Just everything feels a little bit lighter, a little bit more, not wafty or too light, because originally felt like a tank, but now I feel a bit more kind of able to dash around, and I don't know if that's just whatever. The feel of it, I do like that. I do find that more comfortable, more contemporary, more like playing, say, Breath of the Wild than Crimson Desert. But hey, there you go. They did speed up attacks as well. Good, because we're going to go through the list and have a look and see what else they've done. So they've added legendary animals that you can find, tame, and mount. There are also now people at Pywall are not frightened of them, so they won't run away. So you can ride through on these mounts. That's cool. You get them back. So I got gifted a shitload of stuff when I logged in a couple of days ago now after this patch came out, or a couple of sessions ago, I should say. It's probably less than 48 hours ago. That I like logged in and it went, hey, you've received all this shit. And I'm like, huh? Why? Oh, because you nerfed the costs of things. So now I have these things here. Refinement tokens, which I can't find in my inventory either. Are they only visible when you go to the blacksmith or something? I don't know what the fuck's up with that. With this item, equipment can be tampered up to stage 4 without consuming any additional materials. Refinement tokens can be obtained from certain main and faction quests. They've also done little other things, like they've mapped it so that when, for example, you greet someone and their trust goes up, instead of that becoming this huge thing on the top of the screen, it now appears next to the button prompts on the bottom right of the screen. Which is great, because you don't really care that much about every single fucking person in this game having their own trust meter for you, the character. Added the refinement token item. With this item, equipment can be tempered up to stage 4 without consuming any additional. I read that one, sorry. Add a make now function, which allows food and items to be cooked and crafted immediately once the recipe is selected without having to separately select ingredients. That's true, yes. You can now just hit make, which is so much better. Added a store all selected items function, so you can basically drop all of something in one button press instead of having to do it one at a time or selecting how many. You now have that option to just drop them all. Move the private storage back to where it used to be, or is at the start of the game. The storage chest is now right next to Cliff's bed. It's no longer trapped behind Carl, the provisioner, which is good because there's not enough space behind him to wander back and try to get to the chest. Added wholesale grocery shop NPCs to regional farms. Yeah, I ran into a bunch of them earlier on. and quantity of certain knowledge entries. That's good. Improved shop item knowledge acquisition, so that basically you go to the shop and you learn all the items that are available there at the same time instead of having to hover over each of them individually, which is crazy. And it did seem kind of nuts because, you know, I was having to hover over cucumbers and turnips for Cliff to discover what they are. Like, this guy looks like he's in his 30s, right? Or at least late 20s. Probably 30-ish. I think he knows what a fucking cucumber is. Just saying. Improved lock doors. So yeah, now this is a really good one. This is a really, really good one. Because you used to have these... this issue where you would walk into a door, and if it's locked and you were holding a key, the door would unlock, and it would say, use the key to unlock door. I don't necessarily want to do that, right? Like, if I didn't know every door would be locked, and some of them are not. So you walk towards a person's house because there's like a recipe pinged on your map, and you think, okay, I'm going to go get that recipe. A, because you want to learn to cook it. B, because they sell for surprisingly high prices, a lot of them. And you go to someone's door to walk in, and it goes clink, you lose the key. I didn't want to use a fucking key. It wasn't important enough to lose a key over. I could have come back later when I had millions of keys, but nah. So now you get an option. You have to press square or X on Xbox to unlock the door. So very nice, very handy, very helpful. This, of course, is because keys do not work exactly how they work in other games. The key is not for the door. You have just generic keys, and everyone's door has the same fucking lock on it. The thing I used to do to get around that was, yeah, I kept doing it too, Jay. The thing I realized I could do to get around that was just climb up, open a window, let myself in, and walk out the door. But then it would lock again afterwards, you know? And you can't do that with every place. Improved pets so they do not stray excessively far away during combat. Yeah, I have a dog now in the game, and he runs around and collects the coins and things after I kill people, so that's really great. That was always in it, though, but it works. It just happened at the same time. Fixed an issue where some of them they wouldn't loot. Improved wells. So 5 units of water can be obtained at a time. Yay! Water is finally free, guys. We live in civilization. Improved the mining knuckle drill. I've got that, but I've barely used it. So the items obtained from drilling can be collected immediately. Nice. So they don't fall off anymore. That's nice. Improve the Demonician chainsaw. Wow, I don't have that. So that lumber from felled trees can be collected immediately. Change the crafting materials for the Cuckoo Watcher pack. Okay. Improved abyss cells dropped from destroying disappearing rocks so that they can now be placed into the Cuckoo pot. I don't even know what to do with that fucking pot yet. I don't know what it's for. Improve the knowledge helm. I guess that's... so that all obtainable knowledge visible on the screen can be acquired at once. Right, fair enough. Slightly increased the treasure detection range of the Pirate King hat. That's cool. Additional inventory expansion items obtained after reaching the maximum inventory expansion limit, 240 slots, will now be granted as boxes containing crafting materials and other items. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, fair enough. Made the Abyss more convenient to play. How does that work? I haven't even been to the Abyss yet. Reduce the chance of pickpockets running into houses while fleeing. Increase the maximum camera distance in photo mode. As part of ongoing visual improvements, replace selected 2D visual assets to better align with the game's art direction. That's the AI art. Fixed an issue where resting or waiting at beds, campfires, and similar objects were unavailable. Right, good. Yeah, good. Please, because there were so many times when I went to rest and Cliff said, "There's no time to rest right now." And I'm like, why? Why have I got a bed if I can't ever rest in it? Fixed an issue where Damien and Unka would become invisible under certain circumstances. I haven't even played as them yet. I've got Damien, but I haven't even bothered. Played as her for 30 seconds and said, nah, not till I figure out Cliff, you know. Changed sealable... Wait, it's an issue where money deposited in the bank could disappear when interest was refreshed. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I should use that bank. All I've done with the Hernand bank so far is rob it. I've robbed it like 2 or 3 times now. Plenty of money in there. Changed sealable items so that when they become lost, sealable items will become sealed, and items that cannot be sealed are registered as lost. Okay. Improved the system so that leaving out a sealable item and then saving and reloading, blah, 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 blah. Change criminal acts. Do not decrease contribution. This is what I actually said on a stream a couple of days ago. We were streaming. And I stole something, I think. And I said, why do I lose contribution to the region, which is where you get your, like, reputation points and then you can spend them from better gear? Why would your contribution go down if nobody sees you do the crime? The point of the mask is to stop you from getting caught instantly by a witness, right? But why would you lose contribution if that doesn't take place? That's stupid. Completely stupid. So fortunately they fixed that. So now you can loot as much as you fucking want and it will never make a difference to your contribution as long as no one sees you. There you go. Oh, by the way, another good way to get money, head over to Demonis. There's this fucking wildlife park there. A bunch of furries running around. If you've seen my Steam feed, you'll have seen the picture. A bunch of fucking weird aristocrats wearing cartoon wolf heads and bunny heads and stuff like that. It's weird. You can pickpocket them for gold bars. And most of them are nobles, so they have, like, decent coin purses. So you just literally pickpocket one, leg it, pickpocket another one, leg it slightly further, pickpocket another one, leg it slightly further, and go away for a little while and come back. Or at least you can keep getting out of the range of the crime scene without being detected, still wearing a mask. You can keep that on. Yeah, it won't make a fucking difference. You will lose contribution, but, you know, it won't make a difference. Okay, what else? Decrease even if the running key is not held continuously. That's cool. Yeah, of course, you still need to sprint. Reduced flight stamina consumption. Fix the issue where character briefly stops for a moment before moving with flight. Yeah, that was annoying. Completely killed your momentum. You robbed the box, a bank, strong boxes everywhere. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Robot gone? Was I roboting? Did you say something about me roboting and I didn't see it? No? Oh, okay. So am I all right now? Okay, sorry guys. So they fixed these, obviously. Improved flight so that equipment can be used while flying. That's cool. Didn't know that. Improved an issue where flight would not activate in certain situations. Yeah, that annoyed me too. Changed the mechanics of aerial stab. Don't have that yet. Is that the one where you fly out of the sky and just smash people to hell? Because I'm waiting to get that one. Improved the animation for aerial stab. Changed the aerial stab so the stamina required for the skill increases with each consecutive use. Fixed an issue where aerial stab would not activate when Cliff had a different main weapon other than a one-handed sword equipped. Oh, well, there you go. To be fair, I'm basically just going to use a one-handed sword the whole way through that fucking game unless it's for an achievement. I like the sword and shield combo. The stamina requirements for aerial maneuver and aerial swing have been reduced. That's good. Improve the interaction range to make interacting with NPCs more convenient. Yes, you can talk to them from like their sides now and things like that. Improve the player character's turning responsiveness during short distance. That's nice. Keyboard and mouse, I don't care about that. Who'd use keyboard and mouse? But I'll add it anyway. An issue where blinding flash and spinning slash skills would be interrupted when constantly being inputted under certain conditions. Improved so that items can be sold by double-clicking them in shops. Added a weak point indicator effect for each element. Nice. There are new icons all over the map too. There's like red shops and red vendors and things like that now that I didn't see before. Fixed an issue where meteor kick could be cast in mid-air even when there was no reachable ground. Added an aim key guide for tool type items. Changed weapons so they can now be drawn in using the unsheathed weapon key. Good. That's, yeah. And improved the UI so this key guide is displayed during combat. That's nice. Fixed an issue where the stun gauge would sometimes reset instantly when a boss using a mount fell off it. Okay. Changed small and medium stoneback crabs to fall backwards when hit by the force palm. What about the ones with the weird crystals on them? Because I found a place full of them. Reduce stamina consumption while sprinting and using crow wings. Don't know what that is. Fixed an issue where knockback range of forced repulsion was abnormally large. Made an adjustment so that the wheels of Desert Marauder Ruston can no longer be destroyed from beyond a certain distance. Okay. Fixed an issue where roll and evade could not be performed while using focus skills. Okay, good. Added a precise control feature for Axiom Force. Holding Q or the mouse back button while moving the mouse now allows objects to be moved more precisely. Oh, you know what I got earlier on? I got focus shot for the bow. So you pull your bow and then you enter focus with both sticks. Oh, fuck, man. That's a game changer. And then you can, you know, sort of pre-target and then boom, you fucking nail them. Improve the UI to display a guide message when attempting to draw a weapon in locations or states where weapons cannot be drawn. Thank you, because I was wondering about that. Like, I would walk into certain areas of certain towns and just not be able to do anything. Like, not be able to draw my weapon, not be able to do force jump, not be able to do force push, not be able to do anything. Just completely confused, didn't say anything. So there you go, that's a nice... These are tiny problems, by the way, but there's like a billion of them. So these are good. These actually, I like these better than the last patch. Improve the transition into the liberation sequence so it feels less abrupt when liberating a location. That's cool. Fix an issue in the prologue quest where the progression could be blocked if a player throws an object at Sebastian to attack him. Fixed an issue in Chapter 2 quest. I've already beaten that. Fixed an issue in Chapter 3 quest. Dance with the Devil where destroying the totems would occasionally not reduce the totem count. Oh, really? Well, that didn't happen to me. UI fixes allows the minimap to be fixed with north at the top. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. Maybe I think I want to use that. Added information in the skills menu showing stat increases for the next skill level. You know what I want? You know what I want for the minimap? Not even just being able to fix it at north. I want to be able to push a button to zoom it out just for a second like you can in GTA. So I can just go, blip. Oh, there's the fucking thing that's 2 streets over. Improve the notifications menu to allow checking quest and challenges progress, accepted, completed, updated, reward information and time details, the maximum number. Do you know what I couldn't do earlier on? I couldn't send people to do a mission. They've moved it, I think. I don't know. Added an icon to the journal menu to indicate new quests. That's nice. Improved the minimap so that faction facilities are displayed when that particular faction's liberation gauge is shown. Improve the overall main screen notifications, including how long they're displayed and when they disappear. Improve cooking crafting menu so the recipes of the same type are displayed as a single group. That's right, you have to switch between them now with the triggers. Instead of each different, like, oh, you've got tasty steak and you've got really tasty steak. You've got super filling steak and they're all one after another, so your list is fucking a mile long. Now it's like meat type and then you just shuffle between them to pick the recipe that you want. That's really good. Improve the duo game so that a key... I don't understand that fucking game at all. I was like, okay, it's basically poker. Went to play it. I'm like, what? What is any of this? What does any of this mean? What cards have I got? Why are some yellow? Why are some red? Why have we got... Oh, God, I hate that fucking game. That's the sort of thing I'm going to need a YouTube video on. Remove the whiteout effect during the retry loading sequence after death. Nice, I suppose. Improve the knowledge menu UI so that both main categories and subcategories can be viewed at once. Nice. Change the key guide UI image for PlayStation controllers, L3, R3, and Xbox controllers buttons. Yeah, but have you added it so that we can use PlayStation controllers on fucking Steam without Xbox glyphs? Change the inventory UI so that when using pouch type items, use all is the option selected by default. That's good, yeah, because now you just have to hold your button on those fucking coin bags that you pick up and they just all get consumed at once. Super easy. Improve the text color of UI descriptions to appear brighter. Thank you. Reading, graphics and settings, rendering stability, visual quality in low resolution environments. Very nice. Improve the rendering of translucent materials such as hair, fur, and clothing. That's good. Fixed 4K output for PlayStation 5. Don't care about PlayStation 5. Fixed an issue where screen noise would increase during long term, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Performance loading times reduced when traveling via abyss traces and when respawning after death. I noticed that because I got myself killed. I wandered into a town, walked right over someone, ran into them and got attacked by all the guards and just stood there and let them kill me, and I was back a second later. Fixed several stability, performance optimization and crash issues across PC, console, and Mac. Fixed an issue where frame drops occurred during the battle against Crowcaller. Don't know who that is. Fixed a UI issue where the current quest objective could incorrectly display certain item descriptions instead. Ah, that's cool. Fixed various localization errors and improved localization quality, game advice, etc. across all languages. Added sound effects when certain animals eat meat. Oh, that's nice. Fixed an issue when certain interactions would not function when enhancing some tools. Specifics, other fixes, right, okay. I don't want to ruin all of these because there'll be some in there that are spoilers, but there you go. Anyway, pretty cool. Fixed an issue where some UI elements would overlap when displayed at the same time. Yeah. Fixed an issue where attacking NPCs with trees was not considered a crime. Damn, I wish I knew about that. Anyway, there you go. Are we a live chat? Everyone doing all right? So there you go. That's it. We've got this one, of course, from Inquirer.net. Crimson Desert is slowly winning players back after a rough launch. Like, let's get rid of that narrative completely. Okay. Here's the way that the game launched. Really very well. Really very positively. And the people who didn't have the game, and so they didn't play the game, were not sure what to do because they were being gaslit by the media. And now that the media has given up on their stupid ideas about ruining this game, now that the utter domination of this game is complete, concrete, and incontrovertible, what is there worth saying anymore? Fucking nothing. Shut up and tell us how to do things in the game. Not that I even read those. Fresh Crimson Desert update is filled with new quality of life improvements, says Kotaku. What? Kotaku writing an unabashedly, like, you know, unmistakably positive article about Crimson Desert. Now I've seen fucking everything. Now I've seen everything. Has it dropped de novo yet? No, and it won't either. Can't play it on Linux. That's a shame. You could always run, what is it called? Wine or something? To simulate a virtual Windows. The journos will once again pretend they never disliked the game, just like Expedition 33, just like Stellar Blade. You're right. You're right, Jay. Yeah. So there you go. We don't need to read this, but yeah, they are absolutely now 100% fucking pretending that they had no big issues with this game, that they didn't try to smear this game. We won't forget. We must not forget. And there you go. What's next? All right, we got this one from IXBT Games. IXBT Games. I don't know what the fuck that means. Crimson Desert sets new record on Steam and receives very positive reviews after a series of patches. So this is just the state of the gaming journalism at the moment that we're seeing. It do be looking that way. Yes, it do. Obviously, Mondays never good as Sundays. But we can have a quick refresh. Oh, it's gone down. Oh, well, there you go. 198,000 though, not to be sniffed at. 261, sorry, on a 24-hour peak. Very, very solid. And last but not least, Paul Tassi is writing a Cope article. Paul Tassi, of all people, is now trying to repivot himself to be the journalist who wants to write the story about what happened with the reviews for Crimson Desert. You fucking snake. I love it. I love it. Paul fucking Tassi has decided. Now, I read a bit of this in my video that came out earlier, but we'll go into a bit more detail with this. Paul goddamn Tassi is once again trying to well, I mean, to be fair, he actually gave the game a good score. So, all right, you played defense this time, and you did all right this time, Tassi. But you are still a dick. Excuse me. Anyway, so now he's trying to write this article about the meta-narrative. Basically, he's trying to do what we've been doing for a week and a half, making videos about the fact that the journalists cannot be trusted. So, why did critics like Crimson Desert less than players? By Paul Tassi. I mean, now I've seen everything, you know? It is crazy that he's writing this. Because he's usually one of the ones dogpiling on the fucking games in the first place. But anyway, I've seen a narrative form after the launch of Crimson Desert that many critics whiffed on their reviews, which in aggregate ended up giving the game a 78 on Metacritic. They did whiff. The game is a 9.5. Fuck anyone who says otherwise. We can debate the current expectations unless any of you say otherwise, in which case we can talk about it. But for me, it's a 9. It's a 9.5. I can't give a 9.5 on Metacritic, though, so I had to give it a 10. We can debate the current expectations of video game scores if we want. I mean, sure. Let's. Yeah, they're fucked. Game scores in general are absolutely fucked. The games that IGN gives a 7 to are a ridiculous mix of everything from 9s down to 5s. And they'll get a 7. I mean, it's absurd, but like Unknown 9, for example, did they give that a 7 or was it a 6? I can't remember. That game is a fucking 4. Okay, that game is a substandard, boring, borderline playable mess. Alright? Dragon Quest Veilguard is not a 9. Alright? It just isn't, wasn't, and never will be a fucking 9. That game is at best a 7. At best. And if you knock off points for the woke shit, then it's probably a 5. Because it's one of the wokest games that ever woked. So, there you go. As it should be, as it stands for me, we all need to become more like Famitsu, I think. You know, there are numbers other than 6, 7, 8, and 9, IGN, you know. So, for example, a game like, I mean, I don't know, like a complete mess of a game should be a 1 or a 2. The way I review things, generally speaking, is 1 point for existing, 2 points for not pissing me off, or not 2 points for 2 points for successfully launching, I suppose, 3 points for being, you know, stable, I guess, and then from that up and up and up and up. So then it's like 4 points for being crap, 5 for being bad, 6 for being meh, 7 for being pretty good, 8 is great, 9 is legend, 10 is ungodly, you know? But there you go. We can debate the current expectations of video game scores if we want. Well, no need for that anymore. But that is bad for a game this big, and it alone caused Pearl Abyss's stock to tank. So you're blaming the system, Tassie? Is that what you're doing? You're blaming the fact that these things exist at all? Because I don't think you should be doing that, buddy. Since launch, players have rapidly become more positive about Crimson Desert. No. No. Wrong. False. Lies. Deception. Players have not become more positive. We were always positive. I've not seen a person outside of the journo space play this game and say anything other than it's great. Anything worse than that. Not a single one. It is great. In fact, I would say it's fucking ungodly. But that's me. Its Steam user score going from 51% to 83% positive in a week. Well, that's because more people started playing it. You see? And Metacritic score, and not just the significant part there, but I mean literally of the 250,000 people that had the game already, now they've reviewed it. And Metacritic scores now well above the critic score with an 8.6. So what happened? As a reviewer with a pre-launch access, I thought I'd dig into this a little. I am not speaking for every critic, and if you want to know why many of the lower scores exist, you can go read those reviews. Yeah, because IGN is the shorthand for ignorance. But I wanted to provide some context. This is not a defense of myself. Personally, I gave the game a 9.5, but the review process was interesting, given the context of this somewhat unprecedented game. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Sooner or later, someone was going to come along with a game that did everything. And did it well. Not perfectly at first, but well. And gave you a world to explore and meant it when they said it. Because the only other precedent for a game like this really is Grand Theft Auto. Current day Grand Theft Auto. In terms of the amount of shit you can do in it. And this has more to do in it than GTA 5. It's crazy. Randall says, I just wanted to say hi and leave a like and just lurk in the background. Welcome. And thank you. Happy lurking. One big thing is that we played the worst version of the game. Now that is a really, really, really negative thing to say. Because it's implying, like, yeah, of course you did. You played the pre-build. He says this falls on Pearl Abyss, as so much of this was blatantly obvious that should have been changed before the review period. We had extremely limited inventory space to the point where they patched in dozens more slots to more mid-review period. Yeah, okay. They fixed it though, didn't they? So you should review the final version that you've received. We did not have camp storage, which was patched in a few days after launch. We barely had any meaningful fast travel points, none inside cities, none inside the Grey Main camp, where the main way to get there was to dive off an Abyss Island every single time. Yeah, I remember that. It was stupid. Pearl Abyss has now put more in the game and 2 different patches now. They're everywhere. I've got all of the Hernam ones by this point. It's got to be. We had less responsive movement and combat controls, something in the first post-launch patch. Yeah, but so did we when we bought the game. We had a lot of the same things, Tassie, and we gave it higher reviews than, not you, but most other people. At one point, we had even less glide stamina than you do now. We had pre-nerf bosses. They nerfed the bosses? Shit. Where if you think the giant monkey orc and the reed devil are hard now, that's nothing compared to what they were, and they were rough main story wars. I don't know, I beat the reed devil. I mean, I had a lot of healing items, and I used about 20 of them, but yeah, I beat him, you know. There was an insane period of time where it was a purposeful decision to default to the current step in the main quest line after you finished any side quest step, so you'd have to manually switch back every single new step you made. Yes, that sounds really awful, actually. There was no real community aspect. It has been very fun on social media to see thousands of players collaborating with each other on secrets and puzzle solves and the best gear and boss strategies, all of it. There was a review Discord, but only a fraction of the reviewers were even active in it, very much not the same. That shouldn't have affected your game. I've not engaged with the community at all. At all. The most I'm engaging with the community is when I'm streaming and talking about the game, which is right now. The time crunch. We were given 2 weeks to play the game. Okay, they could have given you a month. Maybe they were rushed at the end there. That's fine, I suppose. But, I mean, that is significant. I mean, the game's not out for 2 weeks yet. It's not been out for 2 weeks, and people have got 150 hours on the fucking game. You know, I don't know how the hell they've done it. They must have done nothing but play the game since it came out and sleep. That's about all I can imagine. 168 hours in a week. What, are we on, like 11 days since the game came out? About that. You have to have just played the game and slept. Like, literally, to have been able to fucking rack up that many hours. Very first patch lowered boss difficulty, did it? Oh, okay. Well, I beat the drill dick pre fucking patch and by just beating him, by just figuring him out. The opposite of Dark Side Phil, basically. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. It is 4 o'clock in the morning. Mess around and ignore the main story quest, which you would not even come close to beating. Or have a miserable experience trying to smash through the story, which would have wildly hard difficulty spikes if you did that without farming upgrades and skill points. Fair enough. So I don't blame many critics for their thoughts, given all this. Right, well then they should review the game again now. They should. They should update their reviews. And they'll be like, well, that's not fair because that's not how it was at launch. It's like, yeah, but your review is representing something that no longer exists. And we're still in less than 2 weeks of the game coming out, which you yourself just said is a very short space of time. So all fucking critic reviews should be re-reviewed. And you could say, oh, well, we don't want to do that because we are, you know, it's not fair to the game. Yeah, okay, fine. I understand that, but you could do it and as a gesture of goodwill, considering you tried to smear it. I'm not saying you do this for every game. I'm not saying you do this to Marathon, but you are doing it for Marathon, aren't you? You're not reviewing the fucking game until the fucking final boss is actually out for it. They should at least consider adding a point or whatever. It doesn't really matter, though, to be honest, because who the fuck reads these? We just laugh at them. The caveats here are that not all these issues apply to all reviewers, and some focused on things that have nothing to do with any of this, like its admittedly poor story. I gave it a high score because, for me personally, I could see past all these bad decisions and see what was on the other side. Well, hey, you know what? Bring it up. Not very often it comes up, but Paul Tassi W. So, I guess there you go. It must happen, even a broken clock, right? Even a broken clock. Anyway, yeah, so there we go, I suppose. I think, you know, Tassi has done a lot of stupid shit in his career, but as it stands right now, we've got a very, very, very good game, and he's clearly trying to pivot to make sure he separates himself from the rest of the reviewers who are getting fucking bodied on social media at the moment. And deservedly so, because they clearly were trying to push a narrative. They were being very unkind to the game. The issues that people are bitching about in these reviews, not only do they not exist anymore, but they were not that bad. They were very much not as bad as they were made out to be. It's just one of those things. The game was supposed to be a bit obtuse and a bit difficult. They've made it easier now and made it... excuse me, I'm so sorry. A little bit more balanced now. But yeah, I think overall, at the end of the day, the only thing you need to worry about at this point is that this is the biggest game in the world right now. This is getting 276,000 all-time peak concurrent player numbers, and in the last 24 hours had 261k, which is more than either of the previous ATPs. So the game's doing really, really well. And there can be no doubt about that. Anyway, there you go. Look at it now. It has been consistently number 2 in top sellers since it came out. It is number 1 in wishlist. What does that tell you? That tells me that if these people get the game soon enough, this number's not going to be the final one. Can we hit 300? Is it possible to hit 300k? Is Kada's original opinion going to outstrip Hypno's? That'll be interesting to see. But one thing's for sure, it's really nice to see a game trending up instead of down. Because as word of mouth spreads, as people get more engaged and play the game, they are going to realize that this is the fucking shiznit. And that's all there is to say about that. But there you go. That's our show. That's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. What do you think? Are you playing Crimson Desert? Are you going to play Crimson Desert? Let me know. Tell me what you think. And, yeah, just keep searching and trying to find out if you're able to play Crimson Desert, because you may well be able to, and you didn't even realize it. Oh dear, I never filled that up, did I? That was silly. But we did hit the goal today, ladies and gentlemen. We certainly did. Thank you so much. So I'll be playing you guys out in the credits to, looks like it's going to be Amelia today. All right. Fair enough. All right, then. There we go. But, yeah, thanks, guys. Great stream. It's been a really good one. This goes up to a quarter now, although actually it's the start of a new quarter tomorrow. So all of these are getting emptied, which means that 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 hearts is the record for a quarter. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And yeah, we'll continue to go with that. And hopefully you guys will be here as we push forward. I do need to add a piece to the new heart, though. So we'll do that. And yeah, that's about it. Appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of fun today. We've been talking about some real grade A bullshit and some great stuff too. So that's been fantastic. What are you guys saying in the chat? Journos aren't even qualified to put the fries in the bag. This is true. This is true. I actually wonder if they would be able to handle it. They're so entitled. But there you go. I don't know. What I do know is it is time for me to go. This light is really bright, isn't it? Fucking hell. That's more like it. Okay, well, there you go. That's it. That's the show. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. The boys of the fans will be coming back tomorrow with WTF Live. We'll be talking about probably some of this and a lot more as well. So hopefully you guys have had a good time. I hope you did. I appreciate you all. I'll catch you in and around the internet in the next few hours. I'll be back in a few hours' time to play some more Crimson Desert for you guys. We'll follow the main story a bit more. I will probably do a little bit of admin for the camp as well. But look for me in about maybe 5-ish hours time. You'll know when I'm live because it will tell you. But I will be live and it will be in the next few hours after I get a little kip. But there you go, guys. Thank you so much to everybody who supported the channel today. Rhoda with his 5 memberships. James OP with his 20. Fucking hell. UAF Omega with another 5. Gogeta, Rhoda, St-Hugo as well. Thank you again, Rhoda and James OP. Again, you guys are fucking legends. Big support. Let's go, as Andy Warski likes to say. Very much appreciate you guys today. That was fucking awesome. Really cool. You guys rule. And yeah, that's the end of the month. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. Thank you very much. Appreciate you helping me to use this platform to, you know, live my life, feed my family and stuff like that. And yeah, if you want to help out in other ways, there are always other options. There's Patreon. There's Swag of the Fans as well. You can get your designs there. But of course, before I go, I have to also shout out the Patreon members and of course the Griff Force as well. So we can of course start with that with Rosie 6486, Fantastically Amazingly Brilliant, FAB Alice there, St-Hugo, Carl Louise, Mages Guild, Sardoc, also Andy Radar, Mages Guild, Hypnotic, Seen and Heard, UAF Omega, Stimrox, and Sardoc again. Thank you all very, very much. I appreciate you guys. You absolutely rule. That's it for the show. So, don't forget to take care, spike your hair, Duck Visney, Nuck Fintendo, Muck Microsoft, and Buck the Phoebe. Question everything. Respect the fans. Check out the Discord. The link is below. Would like to talk to all of you in there. Post topics. Post topics to the topics of the fans page, because there's all kinds of things that I'm always on the lookout for. Extra things to put in these streams. And go check out my video if you don't mind. It would be really appreciated if you would go support that, because the YouTube algorithm at the moment is shadow banning the shit out of me. So if you want a quick 15-minute digest of all this, well, there it is. Would really appreciate it. But that's it. As I said, Boys of the Fans, back tomorrow. Now let Amelia's song sing thee to thy rest. Thank you again, and tatty bye.
Testing every wire, slipping past the checkpoint, setting all their alarms on fire. I'm laughing